Yes, Hornets from District 11, the number 1 seed out of District 11, to take on the number 1 seed out of District 12, the LaSalle College High School Explorers, winners of their round of 16 game against Hatboro Horsham on Monday. It's Bob Long, Chris Carabello alongside here. A beautiful day for baseball. And Chris, it's been quite a while since we've got behind the microphone to call some baseball. Could not be happier to be with you. We got our buddy Bruce Badgley down below us doing camera, and this has the makings of a special game, potentially a special run for either of these teams, both playing fantastic baseball at this point.
Yeah, Emmaus coming off an 11-inning win, so it'll be interesting to see how that's affected their arms in terms of their pitching staff. And LaSalle coming off a big 14-1 victory over Hatboro Horsham in the first round of the state playoffs.
We had quite an interesting game right before we came online here, Chris. Holy Ghost Prep, of course, LaSalle knows Holy Ghost Prep well, from Ben Salem, taking on another team they knew very well, Monsignor Bonner, Archbishop Prendergast. That one went 7 innings back and forth until a 3-run seventh inning, I'd make that a 6th inning by Bonner Prendergast, allowed them to close it out in the 7th. But that one went long, so we're expecting about another 10 to 15 minutes until we get going here. Emmaus doing infield, outfield. LaSalle has yet to take the field. But as we look at these two teams, Chris, we talked about how well they're playing. LaSalle 23-2 on the year. They were a perfect 15-0 in the PCL, including their 3rd consecutive Philadelphia Catholic League title. Of course, the 2020 season cut short, not even started at all. So 3 wins, 4 years, 3 consecutive Catholic League titles for this team. And when you talk about what Kyle Worm has been able to do, that's the first time in program history that LaSalle's won 3 consecutive Catholic League championships. 2 state titles later, a ton of Catholic League championships in between, some legendary coaches going back, Joe Parisi and on back. This is a team that is in uncharted territory, and they're trying to collect Kyle Werman, his first state championship here at LaSalle.
Yeah, Kyle's had tremendous success since taking over the program from Joe Parisi. This is an interesting team in that this team's played together. They were a tremendous freshman team. And you know, they didn't get to have a season last spring, but interesting to see what they would have done, having coming off winning that Catholic League championship in 2019. They certainly would have been a very, very, very good team. We'll never know how they would have fared. Would it have been 5, championships in a row? We won't know. Although they would have been a very good team last year, and a number of these boys would have had integral roles on that team. But nevertheless, this is a senior dominant team. Apart from Jepson Hudson Taylor and Brian Beccaro, and when Kevin Kell starts, they're all seniors that we're going to see out there. So this is a team that's played together since their freshman year, and they were a great team as freshmen, as I said earlier.
The lineup we'll see today, Jake Whitlinger, the second baseman, will bat first. He headed to Lehigh University last year. By my count, the first Lehigh University commit since Kevin Long in 2012, a guy I know very well, and a state championship winning pitcher. Best of luck to Jake on his way to Lehigh. Eric Chandler, the shortstop. He'll bat second. He's heading to UMBC next year. Mason Marini will play baseball at Georgetown. That's where he is committed for next year. He has a home run along with a .531 average. You heard that right.
And he was the offensive MVP of the Catholic League.
Joe Caddy, he'll bat 4th in right field. He has 3 home runs this year, including a dinger against Hatboro Horsham on Monday in the road to get here. Justin Machida, star wide receiver on the football team. He's a guy who earned his spot in the lineup as the time progressed. Wasn't tagged as a starter to begin the year. Earned that. He'll play left field and bat 5th. Danny Wagner in center. He's batting .333 on the year. Brian Beccaro, you mentioned him earlier, the junior DH. Nick Astolfi, a tremendous catcher back behind the plate. He's tagged a home run on the year. .353 batting in 70 plate appearances. And then Jefferson Hadson Taylor, batting .475 out of the 9-hole. Started the year as the shortstop. We saw Eric Chandler. He was hurt to begin the year. And so it was Hadson Taylor playing shortstop at that point. Chandler came back. Hadson Taylor took over at 3rd, hasn't looked back. And the starter for LaSalle, Connor Bagansky. 32 and a 3rd innings pitched. He's 2-0 on the year, a 2.60 ERA, 32 Ks to 14 base on balls, and a .252 opposing on-base percentage. A really strong team. Could see Kevin Kell, could see Emmett McLaughlin or Cole Kachanowicz, the freshman, out in relief. Ryan Marler is another pitcher I want to bring up as well, Chris, because he started the game against Hatboro Horsham. It was a 5-inning game, 10-run rule, so he is still available if he needs to come in and pitch here today. It's an interesting pitch count rule in high school, 0 to 25 pitches. You can come back the next day. 26 to 50, you need 1 day's rest. 51 to 75, 2 days rest. And 75 to the max, which is 105, you need 3 days rest. Here's the interesting thing, though, Chris. With this Thursday game, semifinal would be Monday for either of these teams. The final would be Friday. All of those games give that requisite 3 days rest. So if you have a horse, and there are, again, 8 teams left in this tournament right now, if one of those teams has a horse, in theory, he could throw all 3 games, quarters, semis, and finals on the way to a state championship.
Yeah, interesting point about Ryan Marler. Now, Ryan Marler came into Boganski started the Catholic League Championship game against Archbishop Wood, went 4 strong innings, threw 1 bad pitch, which they took, which Wood hit for a 2-run home run over the left field fence. But that was really the only bad pitch he threw. He threw 4 strong innings, only gave up 1 hit after that, and then Marler came in and threw 4 tremendous innings. Kahanowitz was in the bullpen the whole time, never had to come in. Marler ended up getting the win in that game, as LaSalle came back to win 3-2. But Ryan Marler's been a real surprise, and he came in and started the game against Hatboro Horsham and he did a great job, and he would be eligible to throw some innings today.
We'll bring you now into our broadcast booth. Bob Long alongside me, Chris Carabello. Again, just a few minutes until we get underway. But, Chris, for Emmaus, really interesting story. Jeremy Haas, their head coach, played baseball at George Mason back in about the 2009-2010 timeframe. Who was his assistant coach at George Mason but Kyle Werman, head coach of LaSalle College High School. They traded some texts earlier this week, and Jeremy had said, hey, Kyle, I was actually thinking in the offseason, given the craziness of the schedules, why don't we play a non-league game together? And ended up not picking up the phone at that point. Probably good for both sides that he didn't, because now they face each other in the state quarterfinals. But Jeremy had a lot of good things to say about Kyle Werman. Basically, that he is one of the best coaches that he's been around. The way that Kyle thinks the game. He says Kyle makes the game simple but embraces its complexity and is able to impart that upon his players. And I think that's really interesting. Jeremy Haas imparting some of those same tactics and those same lessons onto his team, and he's done a fantastic job at Emmaus, a team that has 12 to 15 guys playing at various levels of college baseball, many at the D1 level and some at the D3 level as well. Let's take one more look here as we turn you to Bears Field. Again, Boyertown. This is on the campus of Boyertown High School. A unique story, though, of how this field got here. It goes beyond just high school baseball.
It's kind of like where the game of baseball comes to life. It's gorgeous. It's always beautiful at Bear Stadium. My name's Rick Moats. I'm head coach of the Boyertown American Legion baseball team. And I've been coaching here for 24 years. This field was built in 1982. It was built on a community dream. It was kind of called the Field of Dreams at the time. And even our team at that point rallied around and amongst the community and ended up winning the World Series right here on our home field the year that we built the stadium. One of the reasons that Bear Stadium is a nice place for the high school and senior legion type player is because it's 320 down the line, it's 350 to the gap and 380 to center, which isn't overly big, but it provides a real good field and a real good size for this age group. One of the things things that makes Bear Stadium different is the press box, as you see behind me here. It's built to the size not common to most high school stadiums. It's very large. It houses areas where we can put up 2 radio stations, scorekeepers, scoreboard operators, and it's just something that is really unique to our facility. I think Bear Stadium is for Junior Legion or Legion kids like Yankee Stadium or Fenway Park is to you know, people going into the major leagues. To play there and to get there is just the pinnacle of what they want to do. I think this place is a classic venue because this is probably a spot where every high school Legion player in Pennsylvania wants to play and win someday. That's why when people come in here, they come in here ready to take us down. And I think it's one thing that's always has made us better, actually. This place is pretty special to me.
Hopefully enjoyed the walk inside Bear Stadium here in Boyertown. An interesting story, a tremendous facility, and a great site for tonight's matchup. It's going to be LaSalle against Emmaus. Thanks everybody for joining us. If you just joined us, first pitch delayed, probably another 10 minutes or so. Fantastic game in the early one. Bonner Prendergast took on Holy Ghost Prep, and Bonner Prendergast of the Philadelphia Catholic League continued the success for District 12 here in the PIAA Baseball State Championship. A look at IO here, infield, outfield for the LaSalle Explorers in white. But as we do that, let's take a look at the Emmaus Hornets. 22-5 on the year. They are 7-4 in their league. They won a league title this year. Leading off in center field, Blake Shantz. 99 plate appearances on the year. He's batting .318. Headed to Immaculata next year to play his baseball, and a first-team All-League outfielder. Jaden Gallagher, the left fielder, and he'll also be the guy coming in to pitch. He'll spell the starter Braden Waller if needed. 104 plate appearances for Gallagher this year. He'll play left field, .253 average, and a second-team All-League. Andrew O'Brien at second in the 3-hole, a senior. Batting .348. He's going to walk on at Westchester this year, another first-team All-League. Tyler LePage in the cleanup spot, batting third, .356 average. He has a home run, a first-team All-League, and a defensive standout at third. Looking forward to seeing what he does at the hot corner. Then your pitcher, Braden Waller. He'll be pitcher and DH, a newer role here in high school baseball, where you can, again, keep that guy in the DH role so that when you pull him, he can remain in the game. You can pull another position player and put a DH in at that point. That's what Waller's role will be. A big lefty. He bats .426 on the year. Missed 3 weeks in the middle of the season from a batting standpoint. Missed almost all of the season from a pitching standpoint. His first game pitching was in the league championship. He's only thrown 20 innings this year, but a 2.17 ERA, 2-0 on the year. A 200 on base allowed with 17 strikeouts in that 19 innings. The longest outing this year was 5 2/3 against Parkland. That was a 7-6 win for this Emmaus Hornets team. Back to the lineup, Colin Foley batting in the 6th hole. First base, .217 this year, but he has 3 home runs. He'll bring the power. A second-team All-League pitcher. Dominic Chiego behind the dish. He'll bat 7th. Noah Hogan, the freshman, bats 8th and plays right field. And Anthony Viola, the shortstop, .246 on the year, 4 ribbies to go along with 1 extra base hit. He will bat 9th. Chris, we talked a little bit about this fantastic game that Emmaus played. They played it against Governor Mifflin, a really strong team out of the middle of the state, and Governor Mifflin, they were led by Connor Mariniak. He threw 106 pitches, one more than the max, finished the last hitter. He threw 9 innings, the first 9 innings of that game. He was the Berks County Player of the Year. He's a committed Misericordia. I happened to talk to a guy who's very well connected to that Misericordia program. They could not be more excited about Connor Mariniak coming their way from Governor Mifflin. But Mifflin gave Emmaus, this top-rated team out of District 11, all they could handle. 9 innings of 1-run ball, threw the ball in the mid to high 80s, did not have a 3-ball count all afternoon, and struck out 13. And that's all that he could give. They made it to the 11th. They were about a half hour from the lights going out in Upper Saucon Township, Chris. But none the matter, a game-winning sacrifice fly put Emmaus onto this round where they take on the LaSalle Explorers. And again, we'll bring you into our broadcast booth now. Bob Long, Chris Carabello alongside. What excites you most about the matchup of Braden Waller, the big lefty he's going to throw in the mid-80s here today, against who LaSalle throws out there on the hill, Connor Baganski, the senior?
So Connor's going to throw about the same. Connor's going to throw 83, 84 miles an hour. He's very accurate. So we're going to have 2 evenly matched pitchers. I think the difference here is going to be, can LaSalle hit the ball? LaSalle has been a dominant offensive team. The number of runs they've scored, even when you were going through the starting lineup, when you have your 9-hitter hitting over 400.
Right.
LaSalle can hit the ball. And they did so against Hapro Horsham. If they get out to a lead, if they start doing that early on, that's going to be tough for Emmaus.
Going to be a very difficult game, I think, for both sides. Braden Waller brings a lot to the table, a lefty. They saw a similar type lefty to Waller against Hatboro Horsham. The difference there, Hatboro Horsham didn't have the control. That starter for the Hatters walked 5 guys, hit 2 more, all in the first 3 innings, and it led to a 7-run output at that point by LaSalle. They tacked on more later and won that game 14-1. So LaSalle, they come in fresh. Every single pitcher is available, including the starter Ryan Marler, who may come in relief if needed here today. For Emmaus, Luke Deschennes, their top guy all year, especially while Waller was on the shelf pitching-wise. He is not available today. He threw 91 pitches in relief and ended up getting the win for that Emmaus team, that nightcap that went till those lights almost went off in Upper Saucon Township at DeSales University as they took down Governor Mifflin. Another quick break. We'll come back on the other side. You are watching PIAA quarterfinal action here from legendary Bears Stadium. It's LaSalle against Emmaus next here on Bob Long Sports. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
People ask me why I'm giving up a year of my life to help kids. I say, who says I'm giving up anything?
If kids who drop out are 8 times more likely to end up in prison, do we open more prisons or mines?
Fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs. Even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
Is enter to learn and leave to serve. Not only are you expected to be great academically or athletically, but we also expect you to help serve your community.
Starting freshman year, LaSalle really introduces you to service through freshman branch out day, which is required for all the freshmen, and that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of service the LaSalle offers.
Administering service is important at LaSalle because it's voluntary. It's not mandatory. Kids can participate in whatever service program they want to. We have a ton of service programs during the school year, but then there's also summer service trips.
Every day after school there'll be trips into Philadelphia or the surrounding communities, and then during the summers there's service trips for juniors heading into their senior year to different places like Puerto Rico, Rome, Navajo Nation, St. Lucia, California.
One of my favorite ones is the Secret Santa service trip. On Christmas Eve, during the morning, you go to people's houses and deliver presents to them who aren't as fortunate, so they wouldn't be getting those presents if we didn't go deliver them.
Service does allow you to make new friends or get closer to your peers that you didn't think you were close with.
Sometimes I wonder, why I'm doing service. I have a lot of things on my plate, but the feeling that I get after I go there is beyond anything.
Other kids who come from less fortunate families, they don't have the same opportunities that we have. So what we can do is give those less fortunate kids a way of life, a way of where we could give them what we have so that they could benefit and be able to learn from us so that they could be the best versions of themselves.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse.
They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities that we have. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff.
I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well. No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want to do. What allows us to keep winning is just our really strong sense of tradition and pride. We know that 30 years before us they won the PCL, so we're going to go out there and we're going to do our best to succeed like the guys before us did.
Everybody, welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of. What you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
Welcome back, folks. Starting lineups being introduced. First for LaSalle, Jake Whitlinger playing second base and leading off. Batting second, Eric Chandler, the shortstop. The first baseman, Mason Sermarini, will bat third. In the cleanup spot, Joe Caddy in right field. In the 5 slot, Justin Machida playing left. Danny Wagner plays center field and bats 6th. Brian Beccaro, DH, bats 7th. Nick Astolfi, the catcher, will bat 8th. And Jefferson Hadson Taylor will bat 9th. Second baseman, number 10, Andrew O'Brien. For Emmaus, the Hornets at 22-5, 7-4 in the league. Blake Shantz leads off and plays center field. Jaden Gallagher, left fielder, he'll bat second. Andrew O'Brien, the second baseman, bats third. In the cleanup spot, Tyler LePage playing third base. Braden Waller, the pitcher slash DH, bats 5th. In the 6th hole, Colin Foley, who plays first. Dominic Chiego behind the dish, bats 7th. Noah Hagan, the right fielder, bats 8th. And in the 9 hole, Anthony Viola at shortstop. Gentlemen, we played the national anthem before the first game, so we're going to start the game. We wish you both good luck. The head coaches of these teams, Kyle Werman for LaSalle, Jeremy Haas for Emmaus. And from the booth, national anthem was played before the first. Won't be played here, and so I think mercifully it is time for baseball.
Time to play ball.
We mentioned it right at the top of the broadcast, which at this point was a half hour ago. Great game in the first one. Bonner Prendergast and Holy Ghost Prep. A ton of lead changes there. Holy Ghost mounted a big charge in the 5th inning, took a 2-run lead. Bonner Prendergast came back in the bottom of the 6th, and they scored 4 runs of their own to take a 2-run lead. And Bonner Prendergast closed it out in the top of the 7th. But here's our first look at Braden Waller, the starting pitcher for Emmaus. Emmaus, the Hornets, dressed in the black with the white hats, yellow and green around the sides. They are the home team, in LaSalle in the white uniforms with the royal, make that navy blue helmets. They are the road team. Waller, 19.1 innings pitched, 19 in the third, 2.17 ERA. He's 2-0 on the year. Didn't start pitching this season until the league championship, but boy, oh boy, did he start pitching well. 17 Ks in those 19 innings, just over 200 on-base percentage allowed. 5 of 6 earned runs that he's given up all year came in one game. That was against Parkland, and it was a win, mind you, for Emmaus. So he has been dialed for the majority of the time he's been out there. We're going to see low 80s here today, Chris, and a guy who can work it. Certainly going to come with that 4/2-seam fastball. He can change the seams a little bit to get a little bit of movement. But slider, curveball, and changeup. So rare to see guys with 4 pitches. We have that here out of the southpaw for Emmaus.
Yeah, and the southpaw, Wood and Ryan Album started Ryan Album in the Catholic League Championship, and another southpaw. And LaSalle struggled a little bit. They eventually got to him and ended up winning the game. But LaSalle is a dominant right-handed lineup.
And we look at that lineup now. Number 3 there, you see Jake Whitlinger. He is the first hitter for LaSalle. He's going to come to the plate with a .342 average, 20 ribbies on the year. He's got 3 triples to lead the team to go along with a home run. Headed to Lehigh next year.
Yeah, LaSalle with tremendous offensive production all year, and if they can keep that going today, they can really help their own cause.
Bob Long, Chris Carabello here in the booth. Bruce Badgley on camera. The PIAA quarterfinals here at the 6A level is underway.
Yeah, for those of you who can't see, you have 320 out to left and right fields and 380 to dead center.
350 in the power alleys. A fastball catches the outside corner, belt high. The kick and the delivery. Fouled high and away, out off the right-hand side. 0-2 early on. Waller, a guy who's going to want to pound the zone. Has not walked many guys in his limited action this year. We've seen 2 fastballs thus far. Jeremy Haas told us about the fact that he's got 4 pitches. See what he goes with here on 0-2.
Tie.
Yeah, that one was a 12-6 curve. Didn't bring it down. 1-2 to count. The 1-2. That was a slider, chopped up the third base line, and it will just go foul.
Yeah, you just got a piece of that.
The count remains 1-2. Jake Whitlinger, when we talked to Kyle Werman yesterday about what he brings to the table, right? Is he a prototypical leadoff hitter? And he said, well, you know, we don't really look at it that way, but he does everything well. We put our best hitters at the top of the lineup. He's fast. He can hit for power. He can shoot the gaps. He's our leadoff guy. And he fouled another one away, spoiled. 1-2. And already a 5-pitch count early on for Braden Waller. And that one slapped up the middle. It will fall. Whitlinger pushes the first at-bat to 6 pitches, deposits a single in right center.
And that's what Whitlinger does best. He gets on base.
Shortstop, number 8, Eric Chandler.
Eric Chandler, the 2-hitter. 306 average for him. Missed 9 games earlier this year, was in the starting part of the season. We talked a little bit at the top of the broadcast about how Jefferson Hadson-Taylor had an opportunity to play shortstop. It was McCunis playing third for most of the year. Hadson-Taylor proved himself so well that when Chandler came back, Hadson-Taylor moved to third base. Chandler had a fantastic year, and here he is. First pitch was a ball. 0-1, just off the plate. That one's right on the corner. Knee high. Fastball from Waller. 1-1. We'll see if Whitlinger makes Waller show him the move, and he does, and he's back there. Yeah. First move was as if he was getting to second there. And
LaSalle likes to run. It's going to be tough to run on a lefty, but they like to run.
He took that first step, Chris, on first move. Daring there, but was able to get back. And now he is coming back. Pretty good move that time by Waller. You say LaSalle likes to run, Chris, and certainly that might be the case, having a lefty on the hill for a lot of reasons can be tough in the high school level, but can also make things difficult if he's got a good move. Chandler spoils that one. It's 1-2.
Yeah, Kyle Wormer can manufacture runs when he needs to.
Waller to the belt. Slide steps home, lifted into right field. Should be an easy play out there, and brought in. Another look out there. And our right fielder making the play. Noah Hogan, a freshman.
First baseman number 4, Mason Sermarini.
Now, Mason is LaSalle's top offensive player, was the offensive MVP of the Catholic League. If he can get things going.
Batting over 500 on the year, and one more time, Waller will check on Whitlinger. Top of the first, here from Boyertown, PIAA quarterfinal, here on Bob Long Sports. Waves at the 0-0 delivery, and it's 0-1. Fisted straight back, and it's 0-2.
Joe Caddy on deck for the Explorers.
Caddy, we mentioned, Chris, a home run in the last game against Hatboro Horsham. A bullet that never got about 10 feet off the ground, deposited in the trees in left center field. Whitlinger backsliding again, and it is still 0-2 to Mason Sermarini. 1 out and 1 on.
Struck him
Called
out.
strike 3.
That was a good pitch.
Blew it right down the middle. Sermarini down looking, and up next is Joe Caddy. Very interesting there, Waller. Leg kick, looked over to first, dead in on the plate again. As he started to come home, he looked back to
over
first.
at yeah.
And I do wonder if Sermarini was thrown by that and didn't expect a fastball coming down the pipe at 82. Caddy drilled one into the stands. Everybody seems all right there. Took a big chunk of a red seat. Thankfully, everybody all right.
Kind of makes you want to sit behind the plate. Yeah, there's no fence line there. I mean, there's a mesh fence running behind the plate, but then it kind of dies off right at the dugout.
Oh, remember, only in the major leagues just a year or so ago did that become in any way normal, and you might argue that Major League Baseball has a few more resources. Not that this isn't a fantastic place, but, you know, tough to just throw up a net on command going all the way down to the foul line. And, yeah, that was a hummer. Caddy waves at the second one. 0-2 now, and Waller has had a good go of it thus far.
And he's done a really good job of keeping Whitlinger at first base.
This next pitch will be his 15th pitched delivered.
Which is what you want from a pitcher per inning.
That times 7 is 105, so you're not kidding. That would get him through. Of course, a long, long way to go. Colin Foley, the first baseman, has remained busy. Just about as busy as Dominic Chago behind the plate as they check on Whitlinger. Here he comes with the 0-2. Waved and missed. Chago held it. 2 strikeouts to end the inning for Braden Waller. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on. And after the first half inning of play, LaSalle 0. And next we'll see Connor Bagansky for the LaSalle Explorers. We'll keep it here for Bagansky. 2-0 on the year, 32 1/3 innings pitched. A second-team All-Catholic. He started the Philadelphia Catholic League Championship game. He threw 4 innings there in a win against Archbishop Wood. And the Catholic League, it's been acquitting itself quite well. Bonner Prendergast advanced earlier here today. Archbishop Wood at the 5A level continues to hum through the state championship. And now LaSalle trying to further represent District 12 here today.
Yeah, Newman Grady lost a tough one to Trinity in the first round. It was a really good game. Game was tied going into the 7th inning, and then Trinity won at their last at bat.
This LaSalle team winners of the last 3 Philadelphia Catholic League championships, including this year. Looking to convert into a PIAA state championship.
And if you look at their 2 losses on the year, the one came in the first game of the season against a very, very, very good Malvern Prep team. Clearly one of the best teams in the area, if not the state. Unfortunately, they don't play in the PIAA, so we won't know how they would have fared in the state playoffs. But they're a very, very good team. And then a loss to Friends Central in a game where they didn't really play their starters or their regular lineup. But other than that, LaSalle's been dominant.
Leading off for Emmaus in the bottom half of the first inning, center fielder number 1, Blake Shantz.
Blake Shantz to the plate, leading off for the Emmaus Hornets. Batting .318 on the year. He's got 13 ribbies. First team All-League and an Immaculata commit. Tremendous facility over there at Immaculata as well. Sometimes they'll play high school baseball over there. Games just like this one.
We won the 2019 or 2018 championship there.
And here's Bagansky with his first pitch. Just a little bit lower than knee high. Ball 1. Bagansky going to be sitting anywhere from 80 to about 83 here today. And the 1-0, I think well framed there by Astolfi.
He painted the corner, and
Certainly
Astolfi helped.
did.
Yeah.
1-1.
Well, Astolfi leaned back to the umpire and asked him if that last pitch was low or outside.
Mm-hmm. Yep, both of them close. Good pitches there. And a hanging curveball is deposited into left field. Onto it is Machida, and he will hold Shantz at first.
So both teams gets their first runner on base.
Left fielder number 33, Jaden Gallagher.
And that one just a little bit higher in the zone than Bagansky would want.
Yeah, it just hung a little bit.
Jaden Gallagher, certainly the biggest guy on the field here today. The bat looks like a toothpick in his hands. Bagansky, that one a bit low and outside. A curveball couldn't find its way into the zone, dropped below, and it's 2-0. LaSalle dressed in the whites here. Bottom of the first action, still no score.
Outside.
Now that curveball did catch right the inside corner, right at the letters. I think Gallagher being about, what, looks like 6'5"-ish.
Yeah.
Might have been the difference there. 2-1. And that was certainly the B-minus move right there from Bagansky, just to keep Shantz honest. Don't be surprised to see him turn the gears a little bit soon. That's a good-looking pitch on the outside corner, dots the corner, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, unlike Waller, Bagansky is really concentrated on the hitter. Waller did everything he could to keep Whitlinger at first.
Nobody away, and Jaden Gallagher He'll dig back in. That back heel nestled up against the white chalk. Bagansky, the 2-2, drilled right up the middle, a one-hopper into center field. Wagner back in with it, but that was smoked. 2 balls barreled up for Emmaus, and it's first and second with nobody out, one more look. And a good piece of hitting there.
Number 10, Andrew O'Brien.
Yeah, you don't get more up the middle than that.
Catcher Astolfi's out there, and now Kyle Werman, he'll take a walk here as well. An opportunity here early on, Chris, certainly for Emmaus. A big opportunity here, and important for Kyle Werman to get out there, settle the pitcher down. You know, they say about great starters in the history of baseball, the time to get them is early.
Early.
And LaSalle trying to scratch their way out of this one. Emmaus, they scored 1 run in 10 innings, added the second in the 11th against Governor Mifflin. They're threatening for more than that here. Already a big spot in this one.
Well, you don't get to this stage in the PIAA tournament and not be able to hit the ball. Emmaus has certainly shown that today. 2 nice singles, well-hit balls. LaSalle positioning their fielders accordingly.
Andrew O'Brien, the 3-hitter, batting second, playing second base, mind you. 348 hitter this year. Shows bunt, pulls it back, that's well outside. And you see the play that LaSalle has on here. It's the first baseman, Mason Cermarini, charging. Jeff Hadson-Taylor, he stays at third. And you saw the pitcher, Bagansky, rushing off the mound to try to cover the left side on that bunt. Again, he'll show bunt. And just off the corner, 2-0. You wonder whether the bunt is truly on here, if this is a fake bunt situation to try to
draw a ball.
Pickoff play to second, that was late, but a good effort there. Blake Shantz up to task there at second base. Shantz at second, Gallagher at first, O'Brien at the dish.
Yeah, throw was a little off, and Whitlinger was late getting there.
Curveball is in there. A delayed strike call makes it 2-1.
The bunt was off there.
Again, 2-0, your 3-hitter batting 350 up. Men on first and second the first inning. Who am I to judge? But, yeah, I don't know that bunt play was ever really on. Let's see. 2-1. Bagansky. Smacked into center field. Chases Wagner back a few steps. And they are tagging, going for third. Chandler on a hop, and they will not throw. Blake Shantz throws the speed at you. First and third with 1 out. And O'Brien does his job.
One down, runners at the corners.
Third baseman number 8, Tyler LePage.
Tyler LePage, the third baseman, batting cleanup, 356 hitter. The lefty digs in. LaSalle playing him to pull on that first third to first move. Didn't fool anybody. Early drama here at Boyertown. Connor Bagansky, the starter for LaSalle. First and third with 1 out. And that time he did get him. And they got him in a rundown. Gallagher will be tagged out. And the runner stays at third. Beautiful that time by LaSalle.
Beautiful play by Bagansky.
And a great job by LaSalle. You want to minimize these throws here. Keep an eye on the runner on third. They do just that. 1 throw, a tag. And no need to worry about the runner on third. Didn't give him any time to make a break for it.
No, he didn't. They didn't allow him to get into any type of rundown, which is probably what Chance needed at third.
Ball just low on the outside. And a chance for the Explorers to get out of this one. LePage can still deliver himself. Just off the inside corner. Shantz at third, Chris, is dancing.
Really dancing down the line.
And the reason for that is LaSalle has 3 infielders on the right-hand side at second base, shifting on LePage. So Hadson Taylor has to cover the whole left side.
He's nowhere near the third base bag.
That one is grounded right into the shift. Hustling back to first in time. Sir Marini with the catch on the feed from Whitlinger. And LaSalle, they find a way out of it, Chris. 2 hits, no runs, no errors, and just 1 man left on. Bagansky out of trouble here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, Kyle Werman knew exactly how to position those infielders. They put the shift on, and he hit right into it.
So 4-3. The put out, LePage. And now Braden Waller back to the hill. He'll take on 5, 6, 7 for LaSalle. Starting off with Justin Machida, the left fielder. A football star, Chris. We've seen him for many years now. His brother Jack played quarterback while he played receiver as a junior, but really this year in many ways it kind of became his team with him and a few strong seniors on that squad. Paul Jennings, Ryan Wills on the defensive side of the ball. Ryan went both ways, and one of the only 2-sport guys truly on this baseball team.
Yeah. And he's he arguably maybe the best athlete on this on this team. He was a tremendous receiver. He made some incredible catches this year. Proved himself on the football field, and then went out and earned a spot in left field on a very talented baseball team.
That he did. Yes, didn't start the year as the left fielder. In fact, Kyle Werman was telling me he wasn't even the next guy up, right? They just didn't really know what they had with him. Got an opportunity early on, a few injuries, some non-league games where you were trying to test your depth, and he just didn't give the spot up. From a guy that wasn't really in the mix to your 5-hole hitter, a fantastic story, and like you said, a great athlete. He'll step on to face Braden Waller, a tremendous athlete in his own right. Emmaus' best hitter, and 1-2, Deschennes, Waller in any order. Just about their best pitcher as well. Waller's first is on the outside corner. A called strike. Fastball coming from the left side at about 81. Top 2, scoreless. Second one is lifted foul. Well foul.
Waller coming off an inning where he struck out both Mason Samarini and Joe Caddy to end the inning. Arguably 2 of LaSalle's best hitters.
And getting right back at it, pounding the strike zone. The 0-2, not wasting any time. Spoiled that time by Machida.
Yeah, Machida had to reach out to get a piece of that one. LaSalle hitters are not going to look at a lot of pitches.
The 0-2. That one is spoiled again. Foul. And we'll do it at 0-2. Here's the 0-2. High and away. Tried to spin a curveball and didn't get on top of it.
Not missing by much.
That one is waved and missed at. Looks like a slider coming from out to in. A third strikeout here.
3 in a row. And the first 2 LaSalle batters in Whitlinger and Chandler, And they really they build up his pitch count. I was a little nervous that he had thrown a lot of pitches, and now he's going to work on the next 3 batters that he's faced.
Yeah, I had him at 15 in the first, a 5-pitch strikeout there.
Yeah.
A fastball is on the outer half. This is Danny Wagner.
It's one of LaSalle's few left-handers. So you have a lefty-lefty matchup here.
A curveball found the zone on the outside corner. It's 0-2, and Waller very impressive in this second frame. The 0-2, that one well high. Tried to bring that one back with a curveball, but it is 1-2. The pitch count, I think, has to be part of the discussion as well, Chris. I mean, you have to attack hitters. 105 pitches is the max in a 7-inning game. Got to go after these guys. He does there, and he waves at another one. Blew that one by him after he saw 2 curveballs, and it's a second consecutive swinging strikeout here to start the second. He's got 4 strikeouts on the afternoon.
Designated hitter Brian Beccaro.
And Beccaro brings some size and brawn to the equation. Beccaro batting .368. He's got 11 ribbies this year. Curveball. A called strike on the outside corner. That's what you call a pitcher's pitch there. The LaSalle dugout may not love that one, but Braden Waller is earning the benefit of the doubt here from this umpire with his pinpoint command. Beccaro lifts one, and that'll go well foul. 0-2. Broken record.
And the LaSalle hitters can ill afford to look at a close pitch.
The 0-2 pitch, got him, looking.
Strikes out the side.
A backwards K, Beccaro goes down on 3 pitches. No runs, hits, errors, and no one left. After 1.5, it's still 0-0. Braden Waller, an early show here in Boyertown.
I don't have access to a lot of stats, but I'm not sure that LaSalle struck out 5 times in too many games.
Yep, 5 strikeouts in a row for Waller. Yeah. He's at 27 pitches through 2 innings. That is what the doctor ordered. And it was a leadoff single deposited into right center field by Jake Whitlinger. That was the only base runner of the game thus far for LaSalle.
Eric Chandler came up next and got hit a ball into center field, but not very deep. Whitler couldn't even tag on it.
And back out to the hill for LaSalle. The pitcher, Connor Bagansky. Bagansky threw his share of pitches in the first inning, but got out of trouble. A huge third to first pickoff move, which got Jaden Gallagher, and then a rollover grounder by the lefty LePage.
What was his pitch count in the first inning?
I had him at 15 as well. Of course, all these numbers unofficial. We're doing a few things here at the same time.
There's someone whose job is that.
That's right. Lost the first one.
Yeah, way outside.
This is Braden Waller. Bats from the left side and pitches from the left side. That one popped the mitt on the outer half, 1-1. Waller leads the team in batting average and RBIs. He has 2 homers. Missed 3 weeks this year, and that one lined into the catching glove.
Well hit,
of
but
Chandler.
Right at Chandler. And if I'm not mistaken, he's playing both DH and pitcher, correct?
That's right, and that's a good pitch there by Baganski. I mean, I know it's a line drive, but that wasn't hit particularly hard. He reached on it, and Baganski did a good job to beat him with that fastball at about 83. That one's at the knees, a called strike. Colin Foley, the batter. 217 batter, but he brings the pop. 3 home runs to lead this Emmaus team. Waved at that one. And now Baganski's starting to get settled. That arm getting a little loose and creating some lag with that fastball. That is getting there on these batters. The 0-2.
Oh, we got him.
Strike 3
got him
called.
looking, yeah. Nice pitch by Connor Boganski. And you have to imagine some of the first inning, a lot of that has to be attributed to nerves. Coming out, pitching a state quarterfinal playoff game.
And that one had to be at the bottom of the zone.
Yeah.
Came with a fastball, had a little bit of late action. 2 outs, nobody on. That one's
right
on
across
the corner.
The plate.
Dominic Chiego, the catcher. And now Baganski taking a page out of Waller's book, attacking the hitters and getting ahead on the count. Chiego just missed on that curveball. You see Nick Astolfi back there, the senior. Did turn around to ask the question just off, and I would presume the answer is yes. I think he's had a pretty decent command of the outside corner of the plate, this home plate umpire thus far. That one's at the knees, across the middle, another fastball.
Astolfi's done a nice job of framing a lot of those pitches as well.
That he has. Tenth pitch of the inning here for Connor Baganski. A 3-hopper to second base, all over it, and Sermarini stretches to make the play. Whitlinger.
A little wide with the throw, but
yeah, the 4-3 putout. One more look there at the tail end of it as Sermarini, a nice stretch at first, and no runs, hits, errors, and nobody left. After 2, it's 0-0, a good one here from Boyertown's Bears Field. We'll be right back. Everybody, welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
People ask me why I'm giving up a year of my life to help kids. I say, who says I'm giving up anything?
If kids who drop out are 8 times more likely to end up in prison, do we open more prisons or minds?
Top of the 3rd, Nick Astolfi, the batter for LaSalle, facing Braden Waller, who's thrown just 27 pitches through 2 innings, only allowed one runner. Astolfi takes the first one for strike one. Fastball in the corner.
Waller hasn't thrown many balls. A lot of the pitches he's thrown have been fouled off.
No, I'd say he's given up 4 to 5 miles per hour in a fastball to Bagansky, but his control's been unbelievable, just like Bagansky's has been. 0-2, and it feels like we keep saying that. 0-2 count.
He's continually gotten ahead of his hitters.
Astolfi in the 8-hole batting .353. And that one is lifted to center field. It's going to be a long run, and it's going to get down. Shantz is chasing after it. It'll get all the way to the warning track. Astolfi's going to turn on the brakes at second. It's a leadoff double for Nick Astolfi.
And he hit that deep. It was right of the power alley, in between the power alley and dead center. And he got a piece of that. Let's see if we're going to get a pinch runner here. So Justin McCunis will come in and run for Astolfi as a courtesy runner. Be interesting to see if Werner doesn't try to manufacture a run here. Bunt with Jepson to Hudson Taylor.
And that's absolutely true. I'm with you. It's just, and I know he's your 9-hole hitter, but you do have .475 average standing at the plate there.
And then you have Whitlinger coming up after him.
Yep. 7 doubles on the year, 17 RBIs, and a guy with all types of Division I interest and potential. First baseman, Colin Foley, he's creeping up like he's expecting a potential bunt. Third base is pinched as well. That one's low. Tried to fill the outside corner there with a breaking ball, couldn't find it.
Oh, if he's bunting, he didn't show it.
Ball on the outside corner, just missed. And Chris, I agree with you. I don't think the bunt would be on here. And the reason I say that is, look where that shortstop's playing. They're playing Hudson Taylor so far to the right. And so really anything except for a hard grounder to third or a hard grounder that's fielded by the pitcher, that's going to get your runner to third anyway.
Yeah, if he can pull that ball to the left.
Just like that, although the runner did stay, that might have been the right decision. Hudson Taylor a step short at first.
They hit it right to him.
So maybe hit just hard enough, like you said. And a nice play by the shortstop, Anthony Viola. 1 out.
Now Whitlinger singled his first time up. Hard hit ball, just short of the center fielder.
No problems there for the pinch runner, McCunis.
McCunis started at third while Chandler was out.
Jefferson Hudson Taylor, who just grounded to shortstop. He played shortstop for the first half of the year. Chandler came back. Hudson Taylor moved. And now McCunis, nicely done. He read that one into the dirt. Over to third he goes.
And they get the sacrifice anyway.
Timeout called there, and a look at McCunis over at third. Dennis Higgins, the third base coach on Kyle Werman's staff. Now the infield comes in. A 0-0 ball game in the top of the third. Top of the lineup up. Whitlinger flies it. It's turning foul and will land just about 1.5 yards foul.
I wonder if he had caught that, if McCunis would have tagged either way.
I think absolutely that's deep enough to tag.
Yeah, and it's a tough throw.
So I think really the question, and I think the answer is yes, you do catch it, but would the right fielder have chosen to caught the ball? I mean, you're bringing the infield in. I think you would there, especially with the top of the lineup. You need outs at this point. Grounded to third, a good pick that time. Beautiful play. We were told about Tyler LePage's defensive excellence, and we saw it there.
He made that look routine, and that was a tough ground ball to hit to field.
Beautiful little short hop coming from where the grass ends and the dirt begins. The throw was nothing, and that keeps the pinch runner McCunish right at third. 2 outs now, top of the third. Eric Chandler, he flew out to right field his first time up. Smoked to center field. That'll get down. Runner scores. Chandler on his way to second.
Yeah, he might guard it for 3. He does not.
And he's going to pull up there. An RBI for Eric Chandler, the shortstop for LaSalle. It's 1-0 Explorers. Chandler, his 14th RBI on the year, his 3rd double. The shortstop headed for UMBC, and those Retriever fans tuning in today, happy to see Chandler barrel that one up to left center.
Explorer bats have come alive a little bit here in the third.
A fastball in there
strike.
at the letters.
Sarmarini struck out his first time up.
One of the few times he's done that this year. 5 doubles, 3 triples. He has a home run. And the Hoyas of Georgetown, their baseball program, will welcome Sarmarini next year on campus in D.C. And a nice block
Nice
that
block
time.
there.
Dominic Chiego. 1-1 the count to Mason Sarmarini. 2 away. Waller peers in. And the delivery.
Ooh, low.
Just below the knees that time. 2-1. He came with the fastball. A long look at second. Slide step coming home. That one's all in the corner.
Yep.
And I tell you, it's early, but I do think this home plate umpire has done an excellent job legislating the outside corner.
Yeah. Chiego knows that. He said, if you could see him, he positioned himself for a ball right on the outside corner.
Timeout called there, Sarmarini.
And the home plate umpire's been consistent for both pitchers.
The 2-2 and the 14th pitch of this inning. Whistled right back to the screen. If you're just joining us here, it's the PIAA quarterfinals. Right here on Bob Long Sports. Bob Long, Chris Carabello in the booth. My buddy Bruce Badgley doing an excellent job on camera down below. Bruce, he's a baseball guy. He grew up a baseball guy. He says he hasn't done much camera work for baseball, but you wouldn't notice it. It's great to have him out here. The 2-2, grounded, and that is knocked down. Not in time, but a really excellent play.
That was very close. I mean, that was tremendous fielding. And then to get right up and make that throw.
Tyler LePage, he was the one guy when I talked to Jeremy Haas, he said, watch him play defense tomorrow. He's going to stand out to you. Well, he wasn't wrong. That's an incredible play. Great hustle there by Sarmarini. But, Chris, the other thing is keeping that in the infield is going to save that run from scoring. If that gets by him, there's no way that left fielder is going to charge that ball quickly enough. It's going to die in the short outfield grass, and you'd be looking at a 2-0 lead for LaSalle.
As you said, he needed only to knock it down, but then to come up with it and make the throw.
That one's just off the outside corner. An infield single there for Mason Sarmarini.
Joe Caddy looking to redeem himself after striking out in the first.
Second time through the lineup here for Waller, and back safely that time is Sarmarini. Fastball at the letters.
Right,
that one
yeah.
found the zone. One, 2 outs in the inning. First and third, and a 1-0 lead for LaSalle. First move, there he goes. Runner's coming home. Throw is in time. LaSalle took a chance. Waller to Foley. Breaking on the play was Chandler. And there comes the throw to the plate in time.
For LaSalle in the top half of the third inning, 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on.
Yeah, that was a really good throw to the plate. That was their only chances. They needed a bad throw. Chandler had a good break, but not good enough to score.
It's 1-0, bottom of the third, coming up here on Bob Long Sports. Connor Bragansky back out to work the third.
Both pitchers with very low pitch counts.
Yeah, unofficially, 18 pitches that inning for Waller. Again, an inning that could have been a lot worse. Sarmarini went on first move, and credit to Waller for seeing that. And again, I think that's a chance you have to take at third base there from Chandler, because your guy's in a rundown. So you either get into a rundown and try to hang on for as long as you can, maybe break for it and potentially get thrown out there, or you make Emmaus make 2 throws on the button and in a timely fashion. And to the Hornets' credit, they did just that.
Do you think that was Werman's call? Or was that Chandler to take off when the rundown?
Yeah. Oh, well, I think that's Chandler's call when the play begins. But again, that might be something that they talk about there. I don't think that Sarmarini was necessarily instructed to steal there, but perhaps given a green light if he sees something. And then it was Chandler knowing, hey, if this ball does go to first and I see my guy's going to be in a rundown, I'm going to take off for home when I think I have the best chance to get there, and maybe that's to catch them by surprise.
I think if you think about it, with 2 outs, the chances of Sarmarini getting to second safely are not that very strong.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. And that's the third out of the inning anyway, so you might as well take your chance trying to steal the run there. Here's the freshman Noah Hogan, 1-1 the count. Here's the 1-1, Bragansky, and that one's drilled to right field. Forces Caddy back, doesn't make the play. Hogan on his way to second, he's got his eyes on it, and there he goes to third. Into third, sliding, and he is safe. He holds that bag.
He almost overslid that bag.
One more look at it here. You do see a little bit of a reach, but he hang on.
It's close. The umpire was right on top of that, too. Yeah, Caddy might have been playing him a little shallow.
Noah Hogan, just 2 extra base hits to this point in the year. A 184 hitter coming in. Make that a 3rd extra base hit in his first triple. Good block that time by Nick Astolfi.
That was really just a fly ball to right field, but Caddy was just a little shallow and wasn't going to be able to catch that ball moving back.
Yeah, it certainly was barreled, but you're right. It hung up there for a period of time, and it is something where if you're playing at a different depth, it's a different conversation. That's a good curveball he spins in there against Anthony Viola. 1-1. Infield in here for the Explorers, and that one whizzed towards the LaSalle dugout. 1-2. Viola well late on that one.
Low.
Estolfi did a good job to block that one, 2-2. For LaSalle around the infield, Jeff Hadson-Taylor at third, Chandler at short, Whitlinger at second, and Sir Marini at first. All of them at the grass. Here's the 2-2 from Bagansky. Spun a curveball and couldn't bring it down. It's 3-2. And a big early pitch here in the bottom of the third. Nobody out. And he took the walk. Anthony Viola hung in there. First and third with nobody out, and the top of the order, Blake DeChance. A single his first time up to left field. And that is low.
But Boganski got out of trouble in the first, seeing if he can do same here in the third.
Well, and he did it, in part, with a third to first pickoff move that got Jaden Gallagher. The runner on third stayed put. And they tagged out Jaden Gallagher in the pickoff. Again, there they go. And they got him a second time. The tag, one out. The runner stays put.
Identical play that happened in the first inning.
That's a brilliant move, too. That is not a balk.
That is not a balk.
Emmaus having that discussion right now.
I think a balk is one of the most misunderstood things in all of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, they're arguing that he made a move towards home, and I just wouldn't say that. That's a pickoff directed towards third base, and I get it. He might have been straddling that, what you call, 45-degree line, but I think it's an excellent move.
I was watching baseball the other night, and Harold Reynolds and John Schmaltz were arguing over the bunt, and they actually did a demonstration, which I never actually seen before.
What, of how to bunt?
No, on how to balk, or how not to balk, or what a balk is.
I'm going to have to see this now. Infield is in again. Ball four. A 4-pitch walk to Blake Shantz.
Left fielder, Jaden Gallagher.
So 2 straight walks here for Bagansky, and Kyle Werman coming out to talk to Bagansky. There is a pitcher that's been warming up, and it looks like they're making a call to the bullpen.
They're going to make a move right now.
They're warming up just out of sight of us down the right field line.
Looks like Kevin Kell.
Bagansky comes out after 2 1/3 innings. And up next for LaSalle,
I guess it's...
we don't have a number yet.
It's not Kell.
You know, this might be Ryan Marlar.
It is Ryan Marlar wearing a different uniform.
Yep, he's going to be wearing number 23 here today.
Yeah.
Marlar was the starter in LaSalle's win against Hatboro Horsham. He threw 4 innings. And again, by the virtue of the fact that he kept his pitch count below where he needed to go, they saved him here for today. And Marlar's going to come what looks like a little bit more good pace on that fastball. He's also going to throw slider, changeup, hanging in the 80 to 83 or so range as well. Marler this year 3-0, 9 appearances, 14 strikeouts in 20 and a third innings pitched. Just a 1.64 on-base percentage allowed.
And he did a tremendous job in the Catholic League Championship, holding Archbishop Wood scoreless through 4 innings. He came in relief of Connor Boganski and just did a tremendous job in the 4 innings, picking up the win.
And it'll be Jaden Gallagher to bat for Emmaus. And we talked about Waller and who would spell him. We see Marler spelling Boganski for LaSalle. It would be Jaden Gallagher coming in. He's been their closer this year. A guy who brings some power to the equation on the pitching side.
Emmaus has runners at first and third with 1 out.
Now let's see what type of third to first Ryan Marler has. And that time, back safely. Viola at first. Make that Viola at third and Shantz at first with Jaden Gallagher at the plate. 1 out. Fastball high and away.
Connor Boganski goes 2 1/3 innings for the Explorers.
There's another one, and that time he is back. I don't think Emmaus likes that one either. Again, 45-degree angle. That's a long way, Chris. That's halfway to home.
Yeah.
Time called there by Gallagher at the plate.
What's their complaint, Bob?
They're arguing it's a balk. They're arguing he is declaring himself going towards home. That's correct. And listen, it is a fair argument. If LaSalle was on the other side, they'd be making the same argument. That one high and away as well, a breaking ball. It's close. It's a good move. And I think if Emmaus was on the other side, they'd be saying, heck of a move, Mr. Righty pitcher. You know, if it's Gallagher doing that in the 6th inning. A curveball finds the inside corner. 2-1 the count. Yeah, nobody out here in this inning. I may have said 1 at the one point before. Nobody out, 1st and 3rd.
No, 1 out. They got the pickoff.
That's right. Yep. Waving at it that time is Gallagher.
And that's what Marler does real well. He throws a lot of off-speed stuff.
2-2. And a huge early spot. 1-1 the score. Yeah, but another time called here. You're right, I might have this mixed up. Yeah, that's no longer Viola. It's Hogan at third, 1-0. Right. Infield back, though, as a double play could end it. 3-2 the count. Missed high. 1-0 here, bottom 3. 1 out, 1st and 3rd for Emmaus. Swung on and missed. A 3-2 curveball.
Big pitch for Ryan Marler. We got 2 down.
One more look. A 6-pitch at bat for Marlar coming into the game. Gets him to swing underneath it. And now there are 2 away. Infield at normal depth. Hadson Taylor even with the runner on third. Outfield a little deep. A fastball at the knees called for strike 1.
Again, Astolfi frames that real well.
Andrew O'Brien, 348 hitter. 17 ribbies this year. It's exactly the type of spot that Jeremy Haas and his staff wants him to be in. 2 outs. Smacked up the middle. That gets through the hole. Tying run will score.
Real nice hitting there.
It's 1 apiece.
Third baseman Tyler LePage.
And you got runners at first and second with 2 down. And Tyler LePage, who's done a tremendous job at third base, keeping this at a tie ball game, but he's also their cleanup hitter.
Marlar delivers, and that one is dribbled towards the Emmaus dugout. 0-1. Marlar, a senior for LaSalle. A 0.69 ERA. Smacked into right field. That'll get down. 1 run will score. The second runner is on to third. And it's 2-1 Emmaus on an RBI single by Tyler LePage.
Designated hitter Braden Waller.
Now Braden Waller, the team's best hitter, up to the plate.
He's trying to help himself out.
All 3 runs scored, Chris, thus far for both teams have been 2-out hits. Waller drills another one. That's down. Trying to get it into second in time. Not in time. Safe on the force. 3-1 Emmaus. And Tyler LePage alertly darted right to second base, slid in. As that ended up being close, Caddy did a nice job to try to get it to second, but not in time.
Got it on 1 hop, but just not in time.
First and second with 2 outs. Foley takes a curveball on the outside corner for strike 1. Dominic Chago, the catcher, stands on deck in what would be the 9th hitter to reach the plate here in the 3rd inning. Marlar beat him with a high fastball. It's 0-2.
Marlar trying to get out of this inning.
Close the book on Connor Bagansky. 2 1/3 innings, 2 runs earned. Marlar, 1 earned run to his name. Swung on and missed. A fastball beat him on the outside corner.
But Emmaus puts up 3 with 2 outs here in the 3rd.
End of 3. You're watching Bob Long Sports coverage of the PIAA quarterfinals between Emmaus, the Hornets, leading 3-1 against the LaSalle Explorers. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
People ask me why I'm giving up a year of my life to help kids. I say, who says I'm giving up anything?
If kids who drop out are 8 times more likely to end up in prison, do we open more prisons or mines?
Top 4 in a game that is moving here. Bob Long, Chris Carabello, PIAA quarterfinals here on Bob Long Sports. The final line on Connor Baganski, 2 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Ryan Marler came in through 14 pitches, and Emmaus has a 3-1 lead. Joe Caddy next to bat here for LaSalle. It is 4-5-6 for the Explorers. Braden Waller came into this inning throwing 45 pitches. That is 46th. Exactly on that 15 pitch per inning rate that you'd want to have to get through 7 innings on the dot at 105. Caddy drilled one deep. It's 350, looks up, gone. 350 to the power alley. Joe Caddy, his second home run in as many games.
That was gone when it left the bat.
An emphatic stamp of the plate, and it's 3-2. Of course, situations are different, Chris, but remember, Caddy was standing at the plate. He had already seen 2 pitches at the end of the last inning. First and third, Sermarini took off for second. They ended up getting the runner at home to end the inning with Caddy standing at the plate. He hits a solo shot here to cut the deficit in half.
See if Justin Machida can keep things going here for the Explorers.
Machida, he struck out swinging the first time up. That's a good-looking curveball. Found the middle of the zone at the knees.
Yeah, Waller came right back with a really good pitch.
0-1 count. One and one the count to Justin Machida.
Danny Wagner on deck for the Explorers.
Machida went after that one, fouled it into the stands. 1-2. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th inning. The 1-2 pitch. Just a little bit low. It's 2-2.
Good eye on that one.
Waller, the 2-2 delivery. Machida rolls over one. That's going to be trouble, though. A deep play. Tough throw from short, and Justin Machida beats it by a step and a half. Nothing that Anthony Viola could do on that one.
Now, and Justin Machida can move up the line. We talked earlier about him being a really, really good receiver on the football team. Kind of showed that right there.
Part of the reason he's such a good receiver is his ability to create separation. And Machida will be called back as well as the batter because the pitching coach for Emmaus will go out to talk to Braden Waller. Haven't seen anybody warming up for Emmaus, but again, they do a good job of hiding that from this press box here. Now, Chris, we talked about 5 straight strikeouts from the 2-hitter on through the 6-hitter for the Emmaus starter, Braden Waller. But if you look at that here, Sir Marini was the first to strike out looking in that 5 in a row. Caddy was the next one. Well, Sir Marini singled his second time up. Caddy hit a home run. Machida struck out to begin the second inning. His second time up, a single. Granted, an infield single. But the second time through, LaSalle starting to see the ball off the hand of Braden Waller, and no doubt that part of the conversation.
And Danny Wagner can hit the ball. Danny Wagner can take the ball down the right field line.
A lefty-lefty matchup. Nobody out, man on first. Justin Machida.
He hit one out right in that same spot in the Explorers' big win over Lansdale Catholic in the Catholic League playoffs. Now, there's no question that Danny can take one out here.
The 1-0. And Machida back there looks like he's daring Waller to throw over, taking one step towards second, not really committing to it. Yeah. More just trying to throw off Waller, who's trying to focus on the batter.
Yeah, he didn't exactly get back right away.
Now a more aggressive lead. Wagner swings through the fastball on the outside corner. It's 1-1.
It's the second time we've seen Waller do that, where he actually wasn't looking at the plate when he made the pitch. That's got to be distracting for a hitter.
Coming over to first. Got him. Machida slow to get back. Waller gets the out at first, and a storyline developing here today on both sides. A ton of outs on the bases, Chris. And he got him there. That right hand was the one he was trying to get back. It kind of got stuck in the dirt, and he couldn't reach. He squares for a bunt, puts it down. Well charged that time. The third base makes tremendous play. Tyler LePage, once again, the 5-3 putout.
Designated hitter, Brian Vaccaro.
Really nice job to set the feet.
I mean, it was a great throw. He charged the ball, fielded it cleanly.
Even kind of slipped a little bit, right? I mean, he didn't really come through that ball. Had some weight on the heels.
I'm surprised they didn't put the bunt on when Machida was.
Well, yeah, that's a bunt for a hit there, but I understand.
Yeah.
A fastball on the outside corner. Brian Vaccaro takes strike one.
The only throw there would have been to first base. It would have advanced Machida.
Right. The 0-1. Curveball didn't quite come all the way back. 1-1.
Astolfi doubled his first time up, got the Explorers on the board.
Yep, and Astolfi in the on-deck circle. Brian Vaccaro, the batter, it's 1-1. Vaccaro flips that one up over the roof here. 1-2 the count. 2 outs now, just like that. It started with a home run, then a single from Machida. Machida picked off. The very next pitch, a bunt down the third base line. Great play by LePage. Now trying to get out of it. The 1-2. And they're going to say it looks like a called strike 3. Strike 3 called on the curveball. goes down looking, and that is the end of the half inning. After 3.5, it's Emmaus 3, LaSalle 2. They got 1 run back on the home run by Joe Caddy. Nobody left. We'll be right back here from Bears Stadium in Boise.
It fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs. Even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
Bottom of the fourth, Ryan Marler, the senior, still out there for LaSalle. Topped, and it's a foul ball. Dominic Chiego leads off. It's an 0-1 count to the catcher for Emmaus.
Marler in his second inning of relief for the starter, Connor Boganski.
Marler delivers, and it's a curveball well outside.
Kyle Werman runs over, tracks it down.
The 1-1 delivery from Marler. Curveball finds the zone. Really good that time by Marler. Gets ahead 1-2.
Yeah, he left him looking.
Sarmarini at first base, well off the line. Mini shift there. The 1-2. Fastball lifted into right field. That's in the gap. Caddy chasing back for it. Wagner will get there first, and a quick relay in will keep Chiego at first, but it's a no-out single.
Emmaus will send in a courtesy runner for the catcher, Chiego.
Right fielder, Noah Hogan.
Not in time, as Marler went to first. Getting this pinch runner acclimated to the game a little bit. Get that jersey dirty.
Looks like Cohen Shadler. He's a freshman.
Noah Hogan tripled the first time up. Awaits the first pitch of the at-bat. A curveball just kind of spun, didn't turn. High and away for ball 1.
Curious to see if Caddy's playing a little further back. His triple last time went over Caddy's head.
Certainly a couple steps back out there in right field. Hogan got that one off the butt of the bat. 1-1 the count. Bottom 4. LaSalle in white, Emmaus in the black with the green. It's 3-2, the Hornets lead, looking to tack on more. Got the leadoff runner on by virtue of a single from Dominic Chiego, the catcher. Hogan swings and misses. A changeup that time from Marler, and Hogan was in front of it. And that's what you have to do here to a freshman. Certainly Hogan, a great player. Showed that on the triple, but he just barreled a fastball, got into one. Marler trying to change levels and speeds. With a runner on first, nobody out, the 1-2. Popped up, will it stay in play? Sir Marini over to the boundary, and it's going to sail out of play.
They have a great scoreboard here at Boyertown. Unfortunately, it's not working.
We got our scorekeepers right here, Chris. Keeping score, doing replays, calling the game. We're doing it all. That's a flipper that's going to head out towards left field. Just kind of flipped it in there to left. Nice job by Machida. Got a little bit more on that than it looked like off the bat. It looked like it could have been no man's land, but it hung up long enough.
I got nervous that was going to go over Machida's head, but you're right, it hung up.
1 out. Anthony Viola, the shortstop and the 9-hole hitter. Runner on first, 1 man out. Runner, and it's a hit and run. LaSalle trying to get over there. Great play in time. Jake Whitlinger, the Lehigh commit, adjusts and gets the out. Don't see that many more anymore in this age of analytics baseball, but the hit and run, that's beautiful. Nearly works, too.
And it wasn't a well-hit ball either, which made it even more difficult to field and make that play work.
And I'm sure the reason it wasn't hit as well is he was trying to hit that to the right side. Knowing that the second baseman had vacated that hole, he was trying to steal one and put it into right field.
Interesting call with your 9-hitter, though.
Why do you say that?
Because maybe not one of your more experienced or better hitters.
Yeah.
You're going to have to hit the ball to the right side.
I hear you. I think the thought there being he's not your highest OPS type guy, right? He's not your biggest slugging guy, so he's hitting mostly singles anyway. Give him a chance to get the runner in motion. Seems like a pretty good contact hitter. And now you're at least getting that runner to second for that extra base type of guy in Blake Shantz, the leadoff.
Blake Shantz, yeah.
A curveball finds the inside corner.
Nice pitch by Marler. Still no action in the Emmaus bullpen. I can see where it is here. You can see it over to your left.
Marler, he'll step off.
LaSalle has someone throwing in their bullpen. Again, it's so far away, I can't tell. It's a right-hander.
And I was told that it could be Emmett McLaughlin or Cole
Kahanowitz.
Kachansky. Yeah.
Cole Kahanowitz.
Or Kahanowitz, yep. That one hit the leg. Marler, nobody's at first. Everybody's going to be safe. Well, a good job that time by Marler to keep that in the infield. There are 2 outs. And it's Jaden Gallagher, the big hitter.
Kyle Wormer asked for a timeout. Trainer Dave Crow was headed to the mound, but I guess Marler said he's fine.
First and third with 2 outs. Gallagher singled in the first, struck out in the third. Fastball off the plate for ball one.
That looked close.
Curveball grounded foul down the third base line. It's 1-1. Again, 2 outs in the inning, first and third. LaSalle's got not one but 2 Emmaus runners on third to first pickoff moves. Marler brings it home, and the curveball blocked well by Nick Astolfi. You have to have some confidence in your catcher to throw that pitch in the dirt with a man on third and 2 outs.
And you have a freshman on third, but you have a very experienced, very good player at Chance on first.
2-1 count. Popped high and will get out of play. 2-2 after the fastball by Marler. Nearly beat Gallagher, and it is a big moment in this game here, Chris. Heart of the lineup for Emmaus. They have the 1-run lead already, 3-2. Bottom of the fourth, 2 outs, 2 men on.
He had him.
Nearly got him that time.
I thought he had him.
One more look. It was close, but I think he's in there. Here's the 2-2 to Gallagher. Fastball is high, and the count has run full. The runner at first will be off on the pitch. Shantz at first. Chiego, the runner on third. Actually, the pinch runner for Chiego. Timeout called by Gallagher. He's done that now twice here today.
Sarmarini sneaks behind the runner.
Yeah, Sarmarini faking, but I think he's coming home with this 3-2 delivery. Not before we do it one more time. And that was as much Marler, more so Marler than it was Gallagher. I think he was going to hold that ball for a bit longer. Now 3-2, first and third with 2 outs. Curveball, it's lifted high into center field, chasing Wagner back, still going back, and it comes to the back of the fence. Here we go, 2 runners are going to score. Gallagher's into second, and it's a 5-2 lead for Emmaus. Misjudging it in center field was Danny Wagner.
I don't know if it was as much misjudging it, or did he know he couldn't catch that and fake it?
I don't know. I had it misjudged, but nonetheless, it's a 5-2 lead for Emmaus.
Second baseman Andrew O'Brien.
I think that's going to be all for Ryan Marler.
LaSalle will go back to the bullpen. And we'll learn more about our next pitcher next. This portion of today's game brought to you by Jim McLaughlin, Carrie Garen Boyle at the Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services team, Fox and Roach Realtors. Jim and Carrie, licensed in both PA and New Jersey, can help you find that perfect house, whether it's your primary home here in the greater Philadelphia area, or if you want to head down the shore and enjoy your time at the beach this summer. Jim and Carrie can help you through every step of the process. They helped my wife and I buy our home here in Philadelphia. We could not be more happy with what they did for us. Same thing if you're on the selling side. It's a great time to sell your home. Jim and Carrie can be the great resources for you. That's Jim McLaughlin, Carrie Garen Boyle of the Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors team.
So we got Cole Kahanowitz, the freshman, right-handed pitcher who's been primarily in a closing role this year.
Kahanowitz is a closer, like you said, 8 saves, but he's also a freshman, a youngster here for this team. 0.86 ERA. He's appeared in 12 games, and I've had the opportunity to watch him pitch twice now. He really has a control of the zone, a control of his pace, and he has 3 pitches, and he knows how to locate every one of them.
He doesn't pitch like a freshman.
And you don't usually put freshmen in spots like this. 2 outs, runner on second, 5-2 the score. Kahanowitz, a lot being asked of him here this afternoon. He's going to face the 3-hole hitter, Andrew O'Brien. 1 for 2 with a single thus far here today.
So Marler only had an inning of work there because he came in with 1 out.
Right. Well, again, for both of these teams, obviously you want to keep the arms fresh in principle. But in terms of a rules standpoint, because today is Thursday and Monday takes 3 days of rest into consideration. It'll be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday to rest. And then the state championship game, which is Friday, you take Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to rest if you pitch Monday. Either of these teams can pitch anybody as much as they want the rest of the way. I mean, subject to throwing 105 pitches in a game, of course. But you could come back and pitch Monday. You could come back and pitch the following Friday. 0-1 on a high curve. Andrew O'Brien, the second baseman. Popped high and foul. Will it get out of play? It will. Justin Machida nearly hurdled the fence on his way out. That ball was a good 25 feet beyond that fence as well.
It looked cool.
It looked really cool. I can't do that.
I'd hurt myself.
That I'd watch, though.
Yeah. It'd make a better play of the day.
Yeah. Kahanowitz, he steps off. It's 1-1, 2 outs, 5-2 Emmaus. They scored 2 runs this inning, and another potential run standing on second base. Gallagher, they couldn't quite get him. It was a good move, forced him to dive back.
Kahanowitz, one of the 2 freshmen on the team. Another one, Connor Crabtree, who's also a...
Off the end of the bat, does make its way into left field. Machida, they're going to test the arm. Hanson Taylor throws to the plate, not in time. And it's 6-2 Emmaus. Andrew O'Brien delivers off the end of the bat.
I think it was going to be hard to get him with relays.
Third baseman Tyler LePage.
And LePage, who's had a great day. A single in the 3rd inning. Drove in a run. A 4-1 lead for a 4-run lead for Emmaus. And again, that wasn't a bad pitch by Kahanowitz, just off the end of the bat.
Yeah.
Elicited soft contact.
It wasn't hit very hard.
That one had LePage beat. Fouled off to the left. 0-1. Fastball just missed on the outside. It's 1-1. LePage asks for time.
Page is only a junior, and we've seen what he can do in the field, and he's done a nice job at the plate, and it's their cleanup hitter.
Runner going. Astolfi with the throw on a hop. Not in time, and the ball is loose anyway. Another runner in scoring position for LePage.
Astolfi has a very good arm. He just didn't get it out of the glove right. Very clean. It was in the dirt too.
Good looking pitch, I tell you, and a good block. LePage, a great job holding. That's pretty good baseball on that pitch. Two away here in the bottom of the fourth. Smacked. Nice play by Whitlinger, and throws it away. Here comes the runner home. Seven to Emmaus.
Did a great job of fielding it and just airmailed it.
Yeah, and again, I think that's an infield hit, but the error is what's going to score the runner from second on the overthrow.
Yeah.
And out comes Kyle Werman. Kahanowitz, the freshman. Again, that was well hit, but neither of them completely barreled up.
No,
Really
Whitler
nice.
made a great stop, but then he actually almost threw the ball over the fence.
Yeah.
Ball was very close to going over the fence.
Which, of course, would have put.
Would have scored the run anyway. Would have put him on second.
Exactly.
The Explorers have struggled to get runs today, and they're just making it harder for themselves.
And now it's Braden Waller to the dish. Emmaus has plated 4 runs in this inning, and all of them with 2 outs. The first 2 batters in this inning. A fly out to left and a 4-3 put out. Then a single, a double, a single, and then that infield single with the error to score the runner from second. That one is lifted towards Machida. Has time to get under it and squeezes it for the 3rd out. But the damage done by Emmaus. 4 runs. Four runs on 5 hits. They disposed of Ryan Marler, the senior. Cole Kahanowitz came in for the last out. 7-2 after 4. We'll be right back. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself,
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
Top of the 5th. Nick Astolfi, the batter for LaSalle, and Braden Waller out for his 5th inning of work. First one high and away for ball 1. Waller, 58 pitches coming into this 5th inning. That one didn't find the zone.
Still a very low pitch count. He's a lot of pitches left in him.
Yeah, listen, he is grooving it over there. He's not particularly laboring, although a 4-pitch walk may change that, but hasn't labored at all. Doesn't seem like the effort, is taxing on him. He's just finding the zone. He's got 4 pitches. He's happy to spin it and happy to allow you, the hitter, to roll over with some soft contact. Now Astolfi on the walk, a pinch runner. In at first base, Jepson Hadson Taylor. Grounded to shortstop his last time up. And a strike at the letters with a fastball 0-1.
Explorers would love to be able to chase Waller from the mound, but
again,
unless they can put a string of runs together, it's not going to happen.
And, of course, Luke Deschennes unavailable for this one. Talking to Jeremy Haas before the game, he said, listen, 1A, you pick, but we'd probably say Deschennes has been our top guy simply because of availability. Waller didn't start the year pitching. In fact, not until the league championship did he get his first time out. 0-2 as he waves at a changeup.
Another pitch where he didn't look at the plate when he threw. He was looking over at first.
Jefferson Hadson Taylor, the third baseman, batting .475 this year. And McCunis back with no problems. McCunis, the pinch runner here, probably the first infielder off the bench as well as needed. Started the year at third, and a key piece for this LaSalle team. It's 0-2 to Hadson Taylor. Waller brings it to the dish. Hadson Taylor pops it up. It's going to be a long run.
Fall.
And it does fall. Noah Hogan, the freshman, couldn't come up with it, got a glove on it. And just the type of break that LaSalle needs. Hadson Taylor. Again, I'll give him a hit there. A long run.
It's a long run. It was a fly ball to the gap.
And LaSalle turns over the order. And it's exactly what in the first rally for Emmaus, what they were able to do.
Now, and this is where Jake Whitlinger has to step up. Leadoff hitter, going to Lehigh.
The third inning rally for Emmaus started with the 8-hole hitter. Triple, walk, walk. They got to the top of the order and took off from there. LaSalle, 8-9 goes walk, single. First and second, nobody out for Jake Whitlinger. And that hit him. He'll take first, and boy, it looks like he's not giving him first base. And now he's showing him his elbow. And now they're giving him first base. So the home plate umpire just didn't see that hit him. He thought it hit the bat. I thought he was arguing, hey, you didn't make an effort to get out of the way. The old shoe shine play, Chris.
Yeah.
Show him the scuff marks on your shoes.
Oh, Bob, I'm with you.
He just didn't think it hit him.
Hit him.
Yep. Because he didn't make any motion at all. As to say, no, no, stay. You didn't get out of the way. He just had it as a foul ball. Yeah. But that's the right call. And he appealed to the first base umpire, and the umpire saw the right. That's exactly how you're supposed to handle it as an umpire.
And Whitler was quick to pull up his shirt and show that he had been hit.
Yeah, that's pretty savvy there.
Yeah, it really was.
By and large, Chris, it's been a great crew here today.
No.
He's
done a real nice job behind the plate.
Yeah, again, I think he's litigated that outside corner very well. I think he's been a little bit generous with both sides on the corner.
But he's been consistent, and he's been fair.
And I think the pitchers have given him reason to give them the benefit of the doubt. They've had great control on both sides, very few walks.
It was a big opportunity for Chandler here.
Eric Chandler doubled earlier in the game. He has an RBI. Big spot here, bases loaded. LaSalle trailing by 5. There's nobody out in the 5th. Chandler, that's off the end of the bat. Looks like it might fall, and it will. Everybody's going to move up one station.
That's all they need. Keep runners on the base.
And a second RBI for Eric Chandler. The tying run now comes to the plate in the form of Mason Sarmarini.
Now Emmaus has someone in the bullpen. They came out of the dugout. I couldn't see who it was, but whoever is throwing in the bullpen is not a position player on the field.
That's interesting because we were told it might be Jaden Gallagher, but they may go elsewhere. Waller trying to get out of it himself. 3-hole hitter for LaSalle. Popped it up. Will it stay in the field of play? Out to the boundary, and it won't.
Bounces up into the stands.
Didn't miss by much.
No.
0-1 count.
Mason's going to get another swing here.
1 for 2 today is Mason Sarmarini. He singled his last time up.
Again, just like Whitlinger, this is a big spot for the senior. Moving on to play at Georgetown next year. Catholic League Offensive Player of the Year.
Sarmarini swings and misses at a looping curveball. It's 0-2. (7-3) the score. LaSalle tacked on 1 thus far. A walk, a single, a hit by pitch, and then another single.
Big opportunity here for the Explorers to get back into this. Down 5 going into this inning. Already got back 1. Have the bases loaded. Nobody out.
We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, but the longest Waller has gone is 5 2/3, just off the plate. Wow. That was 0-2.
Yeah.
And maybe a little too close to take, but Sarmarini, he had a good gauge of that strike zone. It's 1-2.
Shiego didn't frame that as well. He fell off when the pitch couldn't stay into place.
Let's see if he buries a curveball here. He does, but it's ripped through the hole. LePage couldn't get there. And again, everybody moves up just one station.
Not hit deep enough, but still keeps the bases loaded.
3 singles and 2 walks, 1 via the hit by pitch variety.
Right fielder Joe Caddy.
Joe Caddy
That's
homered
it.
his last time up, and I do feel like this is
Yeah.
likely the time.
He just came out of the bullpen. So whoever was warming up in the bullpen is now
and
in the dugout.
And it's the second visit of the inning, so he has to
He
be
has to
pulled.
pull him anyway.
But with Caddy up, I mean, you have to have a fresh arm in there.
Yeah, you have
Braden Waller, a good outing, although the line is far from closed on him. He can't lose the game. but those 3 runners are his
So
responsibility.
you're right. Gallagher's coming in, and they were warming up an outfielder.
Really? Yes, you're right. So Gallagher is going to come out without throwing any warm-up pitches. We'll take a break and come back. Learn a little bit more about Jaden.
I say that LaSalle fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs. Even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
Well, welcome back, folks. Jaden Gallagher on the hill for Emmaus. Came in directly from left field, hasn't thrown any warm-up tosses, so he's going to get his 8 pitches and go get him, folks. Joe Caddy, the 4-hitter, up with the bases loaded and nobody outs.
Caddy who homered, solo homer his last time up. Tough position for Jaden Gallagher to be in. As I get again, Bob, he got 8 pitches. There was warm-up activity in the bullpen, but that was to actually warm up the left fielder. Explorers can do some damage here. Bases loaded, nobody out, and their cleanup hitter at the plate.
And that first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Yeah. Nowhere to put him.
Yep. Whitlinger at first.
Bases are loaded. 7-4 lead for Emmaus. Caddy represents the go-ahead run, and it's 2-0. Gallagher certainly brings more heat than Waller did. Coming from the right side. And that one's high as well, above the letters. 3 balls, no strikes. Boy, it's tough here. You have your most powerful hitter, 4 home runs on the year. Make that 5 today. Do you give him the take sign, or you let him swing away?
He's going to have to throw one across the plate here.
That one thigh high on the outside. 3 balls, 1 strike to Joe Caddy.
He did not get the take sign. Oh, he did get the take sign.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah.
Here's the 3-1. That one is high and away. And an opening walk for Jaden Gallagher. Caddy on his way to first gets himself an RBI.
Whitlinger crosses the plate, and we're at 7-5. Still bases loaded.
With nobody out. That run charged to Braden Waller. 2nd and 3rd are still his responsibility.
Here's a big opportunity for Machida.
Waller kicks and delivers that one at the knees. A fastball for strike 1. Gallagher peers in. First baseman in, third baseman at normal depth.
Outside.
Yeah, that one just a bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball. Lost a little bit low. Outfield's shaded just the slightest bit towards the right field foul line. Left field on over.
Yeah, he's got a gap.
And again, it's that power.
It's the power alley, yeah.
I have this around 85, 86 with a fastball from Gallagher just off the top of my head. It's 2-1 as he misses with a curveball.
He definitely throws harder than Waller.
Yeah, Waller, I had no more than 80 today. And I think he was kind of managing his load. And he threw it very effectively, changed speeds and levels. 2-1.
The power alley is open here. Really right at that light post. Strike.
A fastball right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Justin Machida. A huge spot here for LaSalle. A huge spot here for Gallagher. He came in directly from left field. Did not warm up. Took the mound, took 8 practice pitches, and here we are. Walked the first. Tying run is on second. Machida. It's a 2-2 count. That one's low. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
They're going to make him earn it.
And probably the biggest pitch of the game thus far here, Chris. The 5-hitter. The outcome here can change the complexion of the whole inning. Gallagher delivers. Machida grounds that one. It's through the hole into left field.
Oh, go.
Left fielder misplayed.
And this game's going to be tied.
Up to second and third. An extra run scores on the error. It's 7 apiece. The left fielder.
Who's new to the game.
Yeah, that's right. His first action. That's where Gallagher was patrolling prior to this inning. And he misplayed it. The irony. Danny Wagner now.
Now you have second and third. Still nobody out. Danny Wagner with a big opportunity here.
Well, Salle has scored 5 runs here in the top of the 5th.
Big swing by Danny.
He took a healthy cut at it. There's no doubt about that one. Popped up high. It's shallow.
Hey.
Center fielder in on it.
He's tagging.
Tagging and going. Throw comes up well short. That one thrown away. And Justin Machida is going to score without a throw. LaSalle leads 9-7.
Danny Wagner does his job and some.
Wagner, a sacrifice fly. That's going to score Caddy. Justin Machida took off for third. I think it was the right decision by the first baseman cutting off to throw to third base. They had no shot at home. It was just an errant throw, and another error brings in a LaSalle run.
Lepage, who's a tremendous fielder, just didn't have a chance at that. It just wasn't a very good throw.
And the book is closed on Braden Waller. 7 runs, all of them earned.
Now Brian Baccaro at the plate, the designated hitter, with nobody out, nobody on. Oh, 1 out, nobody on.
Smoked up the middle. That's down. He'll be held to a single. Noah Hogan fires it in.
And the Explorers are batted around as Nick Astolfi comes to the plate.
Chris, I have to tell you, from the days of playing and just following this game the way you do, especially at this level, yeah, Gallagher, he's throwing 83 to 86. He's probably topping out at. And that's absolutely quicker than Waller, and that can jump up on some guys. But guys at this level, they've been seeing more guys like Jaden Gallagher than they've been seeing guys like Braden Waller. And you give Waller all the credit in the world for keeping this team off balance. Runner goes, hit and run. That one may fall into the hole vacated by the shortstop. It was the shortstop covering second.
Well, that was going to be a hit, whether there was a hit or run or not.
Oh, I don't think so.
No?
I think it was going to be a pop fly to the
catch
shortstop. I mean, look, that ball lands right there, 3 feet from the shortstop after darting to the base. Yeah, I think that's a perfect hit and run there.
Justin McCunis runs for the second time this inning. No, you're right, Bob. Looking at that replay, that was.
But again, I just think it says a lot about, and LaSalle figured it out the third time through the lineup. You see that a lot in today's analytics and how people look at things, right? LaSalle started to figure out Waller the third time through the lineup, and Gallagher, I think, is a lot more like the guys you have seen in the Catholic League over the course of the year.
Bob, who's
By the way, that what I mean is he's a tremendous pitcher, and he throws hard, and he's got good stuff. I think LaSalle is just doing a heck of a job to barrel him up a few times here. Because this is a guy, Jaden Gallagher, who has a 1.47 ERA. He has 2 saves. He's got 27 strikeouts and 19 innings pitched. I mean, he's one of the better pitchers we've seen across the state. But LaSalle's found a way here. And a wild pitch will advance the runners.
Second and third, 1 out. Now, there is activity in the Emmaus bullpen coming out of the dugout.
Nick Astolfi, his single on the hit and run was his second time to the plate this inning, so LaSalle has hit around. Infield comes in, and that's certainly expected. That's right up the middle. Nice play there. Gallagher checked the runner.
Yeah, saved a run.
Got the out.
He doesn't get his glove on that.
2 outs. And as badly as this inning has gone for Emmaus, giving up the 7 runs, this now the biggest moment of the game here, Chris. Yeah. Still 3 at-bats. This game is a long way from being over for Emmaus. They've been hitting LaSalle. They're on their 3rd pitcher. The difference between getting this out and 11-7 is huge. And now a wild pitch. Here comes Baquero. It's 10-7. So a wild pitch got Baquero to 3rd, and a wild pitch got him home. That one might have been a pass ball.
Yeah, and it almost looked like it hit Whitlinger again, but it didn't.
It did look that way. But LaSalle will certainly take it. And I think that's optically. I don't believe that it actually hit him.
No. I think from our vantage point, that's what it looked like, but it didn't.
2 outs, a man on 3rd. It's 10-7 LaSalle. They've put up an 8 spot here in the top of the 5th. The state championship hopes that 25 minutes ago were looking dire. Maybe an opportunity to continue on, but they're going to have to get 9 outs against a hard-hitting Emmaus team.
Well, we're going to have to rely on your research here, but what would be Emmaus' 3rd option as a pitcher?
Well, you know, it's been Braden Waller, Luke Deschennes, and then Jaden Gallagher as the 3rd guy.
Deschennes is not available.
Deschennes is not available. So in terms of guys that have been there, PIAA, he has an ERA of 3.26. He's been out there 10 times, 10 appearances. And another wild pitch. LaSalle's going to score again. So Whitlinger walked. The wild pitch.
The wild pitch walk.
And that scored McCunis, the pinch runner for Astolfi. It's 11-7. And now we might find out if
we're going to find out who that option is.
They certainly can elect to leave him in the game. It's the first mound visit for Gallagher. But the control simply isn't there. And again, I don't see this team every day. He certainly might come out of left field without warming up very often. It might happen all the time, and that might be how he comes into these games to close. But I can't help but wonder if not warming up caused some initial wildness. He's had a few wild pitches here to score a couple of runs in the last batter.
I thought he had called for the bullpen. He had motioned with his arm, but I guess he hasn't.
And you see the umpire now starting to meander his way.
No, he's staying in the game.
A 9-run fifth inning for LaSalle. And Chris, it started with the first 8 guys getting on base. Single, walk, single. Hit by pitch, single, single. Base on ball, single. And then a sac fly. Runners going. And he's going to be in there in plenty of time. Nothing that Chiego could do. Gallagher, a high leg kick, slow to the plate. And Whitlinger, one of the speediest guys in the state.
Now he's in scoring position.
Two away as Gallagher brings home a curveball. That's high. A marathon, top of the 5th.
But as you said, Bob, this is not over.
That one was off the end of the bat.
Could that fall?
And it will fall. Running on the play with 2 outs, scoring easily, Jake Whitlinger. And Chandler, yet another RBI. His second single of the inning, and LaSalle leads 12-7. And again, you can just, it's something you hear, Chris. You just heard that was off the end of the bat, and
you had 4 guys converging on it, and it just fell perfectly in between.
It's so tough for Blake Shantz, the center fielder, because you see that ball coming right at you. Center fielder's the toughest position in the outfield to read the ball off the bat. And again, it looked like he barrels it up. Looks like it's going to be going further than it does. And just that little step back, that little hesitation is the difference. That was going to be tough to get to anyway for Shantz.
Oh.
That one high. He's thrown a few to the backstop. That one nearly went to the side netting. Low on the fastball.
Now, Kahanowitz has been sitting for a while.
It's an aggressive lead out at first for Chandler. And that one just pulled.
Snap throw back to first.
And this might be the last batter here for Gallagher, especially if it ends in a walk. Again, you can see the stuff he has. He just hasn't quite brought his best here today. And that happens sometimes.
But the secret here was chasing Waller.
First 5 runs of the inning, though, we're still credited to Waller.
We're still credited him. Yeah.
So they started to figure it out. The third time through the lineup, that one's ripped. And that's trouble. Chandler will be on third. Sermarini stops at first. 2 outs. And here comes Joe Caddy.
There's no movement from the Emmaus dugout.
Caddy, a big game for him thus far today. 1 for 2 with a home run. He's been on base twice. He walked the second time. And the home run was a no-doubter.
Looking to do a little more damage.
Runner goes. And no throw.
Yeah.
Sermarini had quite the jump.
They weren't going to take a chance.
Caddy here in a position with some speed on second with Sermarini, where a single could score 2. 10 runs already scored in the inning for LaSalle. 5 of them credited to Waller, 5 of them credited to Gallagher. What a block that time by Chiego. And he might be shaken up as a result. Got him where there's no padding.
Yeah, he was able to block that ball, but that hurt.
You take a beating back there, both your knees, but you get hit everywhere. I was a guy, Chris, who prior to my broadcasting days did 8 years of umpiring. I can tell you I get hit in some not so good places either, you know, and it sucks.
There's only so much padding, huh?
That's right. And he's had a phenomenal game behind the plate. I know in this inning there have been a couple wild pitches, but there have been some key ones where he's been able to block the ball landed short of the plate a few times. I mean, that one there. Really impressed by Dominic Chiego, shaking it off, the junior.
And some of them he had no chance of stopping. The wild pitch that he threw to Whitlinger that we thought hit him, that was no chance of stopping that.
Joe Caddy to the plate, 2 outs, runners on second and third. Gallagher the delivery. That one's low, and again, Chiego came up with the scoop.
Yeah.
Caddy takes one on the outside corner, a called strike.
Ooh. He's been calling that all day, though.
Yep. Yeah, I think he's done a nice job legislating that outside corner. That one's outside, ball 4. And Caddy will load the bases once again for Justin Machida.
Who's coming to the plate with the bases loaded for the second time this inning.
Walked the first time. I'm sorry, make that singled.
Singled the first time.
Through the left side.
Yeah. Going to try to do that again.
Chiego did just enough there to keep it. And this will be it for Gallagher's second mound visit of the game.
And the pitcher from the bullpen had come into the dugout, so he was ready.
Another pitching change. Gallagher got 1 out. Gave up 5. LaSalle, fantastic here in this inning. And Chris, the thing about high school baseball, we'll say it at the beginning of this half inning when it was a 5-run game. These games are never over. We'll say it now with 2 outs and LaSalle leading by 5 runs. These games are never over.
So we got
Alex Pion, number 4, the starter. Or make that the pitcher. He has started a few times.
He's a junior. Has kind of a sidearm delivery, not kind of a sidearm delivery. That is a sidearm delivery.
PIAA, a 3.26 ERA, 2 wins to 1 loss this year, 10 appearances. 19 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 19 hits, 9 earned runs in that time frame, 14 Ks to 12 walks.
And he's in a tough position right now. The Explorers have the bases loaded. There's 2 outs.
As we meet Alex PIAA, let's tell you about Jim McLaughlin and Carrie Guerin Boyle of the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services team, Fox and Roach Realtors. You see their contact information on the bottom there. Make a note of that. They're great folks in the LaSalle community and beyond. They do great work as realtors if you're looking to buy or sell a house in either PA or New Jersey. They're licensed in both states. They helped my wife and I get our first house, and we think so highly of them. We recommend them to everywhere and everyone we go. We appreciate Jim, Carrie, supporting what we do here, allowing us to get up to Boyertown today and call this game for the benefit of the LaSalle and Emmaus folks. So again, Fox and Roach Realtors, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. That's Jim McLaughlin and Carrie Guerin Boyle.
If I'm mistaken, Bob, he's going to inherit a 1-0 count.
I believe that's right. Machida stands up there, bases loaded, a 1-0 count, and 2 outs in the 5th. Just off the plate, 2-0. Two-0 pitch finds the knees. A fastball, 2 balls, 1 strike. 12-7 the score. LaSalle's put 10 on the board here in the 5th if you're just joining us. A walk will bring in 1 more run. (13-7) the score. LaSalle leads over Emmaus, now 11 runs in the inning. And an RBI there for Machida on the walk.
Yeah. And the left-hander, Danny Wagner.
Wagner hit a sac fly earlier in the inning. It scored a run. An error at third base allowed the second runner to score. That was Justin Machida. That's outside.
Such a very different delivery than Gallagher.
You're not kidding. And even than the Southpaw Waller, too.
I mean, not only the speed, but the...
What a block. That wasn't a block. That's a pick by Dominic Chiego. Saved a run.
He's done a tremendous job behind the plate. I mean, he's...
Brian Beccaro stands on deck. Behind him is Nick Astolfi, who, if he reaches the plate, would bat for the 3rd time this inning.
Low. And
3
outside.
balls, 1 strike. That fastball just missed low.
A lot of room in the outfield there for Danny Wagner. Big opportunity for him.
And PIAA steps off. Alex PIAA, the junior. We mentioned as he came in, 19 innings, 14 strikeouts. He has walked 12 guys in those 19 innings. And he walked another one here. 2 straight walks to start things. And another run scores. 14-7. 12 runs in the LaSalle top half of the 5th. Of course, a lot of things are going to change in the 12th inning, Chris, but you have to think back to about 40 minutes ago how dire things looked for LaSalle, and quite frankly, how in control of things Braden Waller looked throwing. It was a 5-run deficit. I mean, remember that Emmaus, the last inning out, scored 4 runs to take a 5-run lead. Things can change so quickly. Two pitchers later, and Astolfi standing in the batter's box for what would be his 3rd at-bat of the inning. Baccaro takes one on the corner at the knees. That's a good-looking pitch.
Cole Kahanowitz is throwing in the bullpen to get loose. I mean, how long has this inning been?
Yeah,
we don't.
I'm thinking 45 minutes.
That's what I'm thinking too. I was thinking 40.
Yep, and that's the right decision, to get up and keep the arm loose, because again, where one 12-run inning looms, another could too. I mean, LaSalle went through 2 pitchers to this point as well. It hasn't been a clean game for either side. We're a long way to go here. And another walk, 3 straight for Pion. And again, I don't know what other levers Jeremy Haas has to pull. I don't know how many more guys you can allow Pion to go up there and walk.
So Nick Astolfi will bat for the 3rd time this inning. Bob, you don't see this very often, where someone will bat 3 times in an inning.
They don't make score sheets for it, that's for sure.
They don't.
On the count after the letter-high fastball to Nick Astolfi.
Got Justin Machito on 3rd, Danny Wagner on 2nd, Brian Baccaro on 1st.
1-1 as he buried that fastball. Had some run action on it outside.
Machito's now starting to dance up the 3rd base line in an effort to distract Pion.
That one caught the inside corner at the letters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You know, remember also, Chris, this Emmaus team played 10 innings, 11 innings on Monday. 11 innings on Monday. Luke Deschen's not available, like we mentioned, but that's just tiring for the whole team. And, of course, sitting through an inning like this is difficult, deflates you. LaSalle, on the other hand, 14-1 against Hatboro Horsham.
I mean, you've essentially faced 21 batters in this inning.
27.
27, yes.
No.
No, 21.
19. Right? 19. Hang with me here. It's not like everybody's batted 3 times. One guy has batted 3 times.
3 times, yes.
Here's the pitch. Fouled back and up and out of play.
They were running.
I think it's a 3-2 count, 2 outs. So they'll be moving on this one too. And that one's going to get through the hole. That will score 2. Baccaro on his way to 3rd. And LaSalle has 15 in the frame. It's 17-7. And now, Chris, something that you never would have thought about at the beginning of this inning, LaSalle is 3 outs away from a 10-run rule.
Those 2 runs just changed the game.
Yep.
Because now he needs to only go out and get 3 outs.
That's right. And Cole Kahanowitz, he's been throwing. And it looks like we're going to get a double switch here, Chris. When the manager goes to the umpire first, he's coming with his lineup card.
Someone up.
So we'll await the double switch here.
We're switching gloves.
Well, I think the first baseman's going to come into
He's going to go into.
He traded the first baseman's glove for the second baseman who's coming to play first. Somebody came off the bench to play second base. Oh, no, that's simply a defensive substitution, and the reason is to get the first baseman to warm up.
Yes.
So Colin Foley. No, that's not even Colin Foley anymore. There was a substitution there. Murray is heading out. That one tapped foul. That's another unique rule there, Chris. And Bruce Badgley, our cameraman. And, of course, he's a broadcast extraordinaire, but brought it up. Interesting rule to be able to take him out to bring him back in to pitch.
So Cullen Remus is batting for the Explorers.
Kyle Werman talked a little bit about Remus.
He's going to play at Scranton next year.
Yep, a guy who's been huge off the bench. He'll pinch run, he'll pinch hit. Remus held off on that curveball that just dropped below the zone.
And then David Kimmel's on deck, another senior. Who's going to Notre Dame, but not to play baseball.
Reach out and got a piece of it, stayed in the count. So he replaced Jefferson Hadson Taylor. Remus awaits the delivery, hangs in there, and that one was low as well. That one's off the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Colin Remus.
Runners will be going again.
Just the guy on first. Nobody on second. That one's tapped up the middle. Gallagher, no, the shortstop is there across the first. In time, Viola, 6-3. But as game-changing of an inning as you can have, a standing ovation from the LaSalle faithful. 15 runs in the top half of the 5th. It takes them from a 5-run deficit and Waller rolling to 3 pitchers later, 15 runs later, and LaSalle 3 outs away from a 10-run rule victory through 5.
So Cole Kahanowitz returns to the mound.
Top of the 5th inning, 15 runs on 8 hits, 3 errors, and 2 men left on base. At the end of 4 1/2, it's 17 for LaSalle and 7 for Emmaus.
So Cole Kahanowitz
needs to get 3 outs.
Needs to get 3 outs.
And not give up a run.
He walked into quite a situation to pick up a win here. Got out of the bottom of the 4th, trailing by 5. Now comes in and can earn the win here. Would be his 3rd on the year. But much more important than that, LaSalle, they had their state hopes dangling.
They were dwindling.
They were 9 outs away from being eliminated with a 5-run deficit. Now they're 3 outs away from moving on. They would take on the winner of North Penn and Neshaminy on Monday. Time and location to be determined.
And where's that game? Where's the Neshaminy North Penn game being played?
You know, I don't know that off the top of my head. I believe that was a 12 o'clock start.
Let's check Twitter.
Let's check Twitter.
Be a segment of our broadcast. Let's check Twitter.
Well, you know, it is funny for football. We and maybe we can do that now. Where you at? You know, Rob and Tyler. Let us know where you're watching from. You can comment on the YouTube channel or on Twitter. Follow us at Bob Long Sports. We're also going to make a little bit of a pitch to everybody. If you're watching the broadcast right now, if you could hit subscribe, and the reason I say that is we've done a really nice job with subscribers organically. We're at about 850 right now. YouTube actually has a function where if you have 1,000 subscribers, you can go live just with your phone. So in a situation in the future where there isn't great internet connection, right, we're taking a third-party device and we're linking that up to our broadcast software or to our laptop. If that's not strong, you can pull out the phone, use data, and get online. So again, we rarely, if ever, have those issues, but it's imperative in my mind that we have a backup when we get to a place. We want to make sure everybody gets the action. So whether you're an Emmaus fan, LaSalle fan, we've done several games of both schools in the recent memory here. Hit that subscribe button. It would really, really be appreciated. And we have some great content. LaSalle High School, Drexel Hockey, Villanova, some basketball coverage there, Penn State football. So we certainly appreciate it if you'd consider it. Hit that subscribe button here on Bob Long Sports. Kahanowitz missed that one low.
I think we're at 3-1.
The batter is Colin Foley. And that's ball 4. That's what you can't do.
No.
Up 10, 3 outs away from closing this thing out. And you walk the first hitter, Colin Foley. 7-8-9 coming up here, Dominic Chiego. He singled in his last at-bat. 4-3 put out his first time up.
Now remember, Kahanowitz was sitting for every bit of 45 minutes.
You're absolutely right. And that one did not reach the plate, a 58-foot curveball.
And with the DH, he didn't even get the bat. You know, there was.
Yeah, and talking to Kyle Werman, they didn't have really any pitchers take at-bats this year. Just continuity in the lineup. You got guys that can hit, are good hitters, in a different situation would be hitting. Just didn't really make sense for this year. Fastball dots the knee. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chiego. Kahanowitz, he can get it into the low 80s here as well with his fastball. 3 pitches. Curveball change. That curveball found the inside corner. Strike 2.
Real nice pitch.
A backup curve. Man on first, nobody out, 17-7. 10-run rule in high school baseball. Would be in effect after 5. That one again spiked there by Kahanowitz. The 2-2. That one just a bit low. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Dominic Chiego.
The Explorers with nobody in the bullpen, so this is Kahanowitz's game.
Ripped into left center field. That one will get down. Wagner onto it, throws it into second. There's going to be a play at second, but Chiego in there standing. A double for Dominic Chiego, his second hit of the game. He's 2 for 3. We talked about this LaSalle team this year, and we talked about those 3 consecutive Philadelphia Catholic League titles. You know, in talking to Kyle Werman, I wanted to get a sense for where the program has come. I had a very intricate knowledge of that 2012 team that won the state championship. Kevin Long, my brother, was fortunate to pitch very well, and to his credit, earned his stripes in the semifinals and the finals. And then 2 years after that, Dom Cucci. He was also a sophomore pitcher on that 12 team. He was fantastic and an integral part of that team. Kevin and Dom were the 1-2. Well, Dom was the one in 2014 where they won another state championship. Joe Parisi left the program at that point to become the AD. Kyle Werman took over, and they've had these fantastic teams. They've had chances to go deep. They've won these now 3 Philadelphia Catholic League championships. And some of the guys that are still playing in college, Joe Miller from 2018, a lefty throwing 90 miles per hour at University of Pennsylvania. A wild pitch, and it wasn't read well. Colin Foley stays put at third. So for the time being, the 10-run cushion remains. But at some point, Chris, you stop thinking about 10-run rule, and you just start looking for outs as well. It's a little early for that, but again, the inning before, LaSalle scored 15, Emmaus scored 4, and Emmaus' last at-bat prior to that, they scored 3, and we might have a long way to go here. Fastball is high, and Kahanowitz is having trouble locating. But Miller throwing at Penn. Colin McVeigh started the 2009 Catholic League title game against Cardinal O'Hara. He is at Fairfield at 2.8 ERA in 6 appearances. Pitched against Arizona State in the regional.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
The Moretsky brothers.
2 of them. Gavin from 2019, Zach from 2017. Gavin sitting in the upper 80s. He's pitching at Kutztown. Zach, he's a senior. He's at Kutztown. And their brother, Paul, who actually goes to Lansdale Catholic, not LaSalle, pitched against LaSalle this year, pitched very well. He's headed to Kutztown next year as well. And then really no discussion is complete without talking about Andrew Cassetti. ABCA first-team All-American his senior year at LaSalle, the Daily News Philadelphia Player of the Year. The first since, any care to guess?
Kevin Long.
No, Kevin Long was the Daily News Pitcher of the Year. And another walk. Noah Hogan on, bases loaded, nobody out.
Player of the Year.
By the way, Dom
Shaw.
Cucci was also Daily News Pitcher of the Year in both 2013 and 2014. So LaSalle had a 3-year period where they had the Daily News Pitcher of the Year consecutively. The answer is Jack Stanczak.
I was going to say Jack Stanczak or Gene Shaw.
Yep, 1989. Cassetti hit .318 this year with a 1170 OPS. Is that any good? 16 home runs. Fantastic.
So Kyle Werman's just here to try to calm down Cole Kahanowitz.
Again, still in the bullpen, Emmett McLaughlin.
And Kevin Kell has got up.
And Kevin Kell is up.
I think he wanted to avoid using Kevin Kell at all costs, but Kevin Kell has gotten up in the bullpen.
And, of course, there's no pitch count issue there for anybody. You could go 105 and still pitch on Monday, but good to keep those arms rested if you can. But, again, this has quickly come from a 10-run rule situation to you got to find a way to get outs here, find a way to get 9 more outs. Bases are loaded, nobody out, a freshman on the mound. And Anthony Viola, the shortstop, he's your 9-hole hitter. So Emmaus is going to turn over the lineup here after Viola. This an important batter for Cole Kahanowitz. Finds the outside corner there, dots it at the letters. 0-1. Oh, by the way, that Daily News Player and Pitcher of the Year, of course I got it from Ted. Ted Solari. Missed that one high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Anthony Viola, the shortstop and the 9-hitter. It's a 17-7 lead for LaSalle. Yes, he did on that one.
Yeah.
Really good pitch, buried it in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's a key batter here for Cole Kahanowitz. He needs to get.
Sir Marini at first is way off the bag.
Yeah, he needs an out here.
Hadson Taylor at third, even with the base. That is lifted into right field. On to get it is Caddy. He unleashes, and there is no tag. Throw back to second, not in time. And that's exactly what Cole Kahanowitz needed. Still bases loaded, but you get that out. And now Emmaus turns over the lineup.
Caddy made a very strong throw.
Curveball found the zone.
All right, Cole.
The 0-1 pitch is again lifted towards Caddy. He's going to come on, same spot, maybe a little deeper. Now they are tagging. The runner comes home, not in time. Emmaus gets the run, but LaSalle gets the all-important out.
Yeah.
So 2 straight flies to the right fielder. 1 scores, and it's 17-8. The 10-run rule off the table. The RBI for Blake Shantz and Jaden Gallagher to the plate with 2 men on. Curveball dots the inside corner. A chance for Gallagher to exact a little bit of revenge here. Was far from his best outing. It's going to balloon his ERA. Started the game at 1.47.
Well, both his and Waller's ERAs took a hit.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see who comes out. I know it'll be just interesting to see if Alex Pion comes back out in the 6th.
He got it on the inside corner again. Kahanowitz able to pitch inside with some aggressiveness. That one just high of the letters. Two outs, 2 strikes, 2 men on. LaSalle with a 17-8 lead. Swing and a miss. They got him on the tag. They didn't see the tag, so they'll take care of it at first. Kahanowitz gives up 1. It looked like it could have been a lot worse, but the freshman avoided trouble, and we head to the top of the 6th inning. LaSalle 17, Emmaus 8. We'll take a break, come back on the other side. You're watching LaSalle baseball and the PIAA quarterfinals against Emmaus on Bob Long Sports.
I say that LaSalle fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs, even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
Colin Foley, the new pitcher for Emmaus. He has pitched over the course of the year and done a pretty nice job for this Emmaus team. Foley 5-0 on the year, 3.70 ERA in 13 appearances. 41 and a third innings pitched. So other than Luke Deschennes, he has logged the most innings for this Emmaus team. And if I have the numbers right, I think he started the last game against Governor Mifflin. 40 hits, 22 earned runs, 17 walks, and 37 Ks in those 41 innings. He's given up 1 home run. Top 6 here for LaSalle. And it's Jake Whitlinger. LaSalle will start with the top of the lineup.
So the Explorers lead off with the top of the lineup.
That one is ripped through the left side hole between third and short.
And as for as good a fielder as Lepage is, just didn't have a chance at that one.
One more look here. As Foley delivered, pulled an outside pitch, and yeah, no chance there for Lepage. Eric Chandler, fantastic game for him. He's got 3 hits in 4 at-bats, a double and 2 singles.
He scored at least twice, if not 3 times.
Runner goes, and with that type of windup, there's no shot to get Whitlinger. Comes with a high leg kick, and there's simply no chance. His second stolen base of the day, at least.
Chandler looking to bring Whitlinger home.
And he goes again. Chandler did a nice job staying in. Whitlinger is safe. Forced the catcher, Chiega, to go around him there on that slide to third, and maybe just a little bit roughed up there. Just takes a walk around third base. Seems to be okay now. So he's stolen second and third on consecutive pitches. Ripped down the left field line, but well foul. 1-1.
Whitlinger had a nice lead off of third.
And he rolled over one, but that'll do the job. Thrown away. Chandler on his way to second on the error. So LaSalle now leads 18-8. And once again, just 3 runs away from a 10-run roll.
So there's a new there's a new first baseman because Foley would have been the first baseman.
Yep, and that is who was originally left field, Jaden Gallagher, also who was the second pitcher in for Emmaus. Mason Cermarini, 3 straight singles for him. He's 3 for 4 today. That one missed high and outside. Ball 1.
So the Explorers got the 10 runs back. Timmy Barrett's on deck.
Cermarini tied himself up on that swing. Back to the cage, 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. And a wild pitch will get, and that's going to go into the dugout. That may take him home, and I hope that catcher's all right. That is absolutely out of play. You draw a straight line from the cage to the dugout. And I think there's some question there from the LaSalle dugout, but again, I don't know that you're pressing the issue at this point. Infield draws forward for Emmaus. On the inside corner, a strike. 2 strikes to Mason Cermarini.
Now, if it goes out of play, don't you get to advance?
That's what I thought the call would have been. Now, again, maybe the idea that he wasn't quite to third base yet at that point, but I think he should have scored there. But again, third base, nobody out, 10-run game. You're not pressing that issue. Many thanks to Penn Sports Radio on Twitter. North Penn beating the Chamonix 9-0, and that game was at Methacton High School. So thank you for that.
So North Penn with 2 big upsets in this tournament.
Yeah, I don't know if it's an upset when you're clubbing somebody 9-0, but the Knights continue on. That is smoked, hooking, and falling foul. Right down the left field line. Infield stays in, still 2 strikes on Cermarini. A 10-run lead for LaSalle. Cermarini sized one up there and deposited it into left field. Got it a bit off the end of the bat, but a hanging curveball. He knew what to do with it. It's 19-8 LaSalle. And like you said, Chris, Tim Barrett, he was in the on-deck circle, now comes up to the plate.
Big lefty.
He's played 16 games this year, 25 plate appearances, hitting .231 in that stead.
That's
1
a lot of
ribby
walks.
on the year. It is a lot of walks. Yeah, 13 at-bats on, and then 25 plate appearances. So they're not all walks, of course. There can be pinch, they can be sacrifice bunts. They can be sacrifice flies. They can be technically hit batsmen. But, yeah, 12 non-accounted for plate appearances in his at-bat total. There's something going on there, and a good eye for Barrett.
Very good football player for the Explorers.
That one is low. Barrett thought about that one, held back, and it's a dotted fastball on the outside corner. Takes the position of Joe Caddy in the lineup. And you're right about his football exploits. He's been fun to watch for the last few years. That is low and inside.
2-year starter who got a lot of playing time as a sophomore. Matter of fact, started some games.
That's a high fastball, just missed. The pitch. Barrett smokes it to center field. Chases the center fielder back. He can just turn and watch. One hop to the wall. Sermarini. And they're holding him at third. Barrett in standing with a double. Good for Tim Barrett.
The ball was smoked.
It was smoked, and making the most of his opportunity in a state tournament game.
Now David Kimmel.
Kimmel, the senior, he's played in 8 games thus far this year, 14 plate appearances, 5 hits. That's good for 357. 7 RBIs in 14 plate appearances. That's a guy who's making the most of his time at bat. And batting with runners on base, as it turns out. Good block there by Chiego.
One of the smarter students in the senior class. He's going to Notre Dame.
Chopped up the middle, shortstop there to make the play, and they'll get the out. Runner scores, Sermarini from third, Barrett over to third base.
Now Justin McCunis will pinch hit.
McCunis has been out several times to pinch runs for Nick Astolfi.
Josh McCunis, sorry about that.
1 out in the inning, runner on third, 20-8, LaSalle leads. That one nearly nicked him. An inside fastball that missed for ball 1. Fastball dots the corner at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. McCunis pinch hitting for Wagner. Up the middle, good play by the shortstop. He'll get the out at first, but the runner Barrett does score. An RBI for McCunis. (21-8).
Now Aiden Brett Schneider's going to pinch hit.
Brett Schneider, 15 games played, 25 plate appearances, 6 hits in 19 at-bats. Waves at the first one. Strike 1. He yanked that second one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
2 outs, nobody on.
And Brett Schneider pinch hitting for Baccaro in the DH spot. On the outside corner, a fastball advances the count to 1-2.
Explorers have increased their lead to 13 runs.
Lifted high into left center field, chasing the center and left fielder back. It hits the base of the wall. Brett Schneider taken off for third. And he's in there sliding without a throw. Aiden Brett Schneider. A triple.
That ball hit the fence.
In the air, yeah.
Number 25.
Slam, a sophomore.
Now that
is a baseball name.
That's right. Slam, replacing Astolfi. Missed on that pitch. (21-8) the score. Top of the 6th inning.
Runner on third.
If you're just joining us, it was certainly feeling and looking a lot different than the score you see about an hour ago. It was, that one is hit high. That one should be playable in right field. And it is. That's the 3rd out of the inning. But LaSalle, they get 4 more. They have a 13-run cushion, and they are 3 outs away from ending this in a shortened game due to the 10-run rule.
Cole Kahanowitz is going to come out to the mound.
And let's bring you inside our broadcast booth. Bob Long, Chris Carabello, good to have you guys here. Thanks for being with us. Really a tremendous venue here at Boyertown's Burks Field. It's been a great experience. Bruce Badgley doing yeoman's work behind the camera. And like we said, Chris, it really wasn't this situation about an hour ago. LaSalle was trailing 7-2 heading into the top of the 5th inning. They had 9 outs to work with, and it was Braden Waller who was rolling at the pitcher's spot. He had thrown 4 innings at that point. And, hey, we got a guest in the booth. Welcome. How you doing? You're literally on camera. But, yes, a tremendous outing from Braden Waller through the first 4 innings. LaSalle took over at that point. And LaSalle scored 15 runs in the inning, led 17-7, had an opportunity at that point to end it in 4 innings, or in 5 innings at the 10-run rule. Did not accomplish that, but now they have the opportunity here to do it. But again, Chris, LaSalle's hopes were really dangling. It was something where LaSalle had given up 7 runs in the or 5 runs in the previous few innings, and you weren't sure where you were.
That could have been. I mean, they really came in, and for them to come back that following inning and do what they did speaks volumes.
And it was the 3rd time through the lineup for LaSalle they were facing Waller. I give him a ton of credit for how he's played. Listen, you got 9 guys all batting over 300 for this LaSalle team, and you were holding them to 2 runs, and you had their state championship hopes in the final embers. And, you know, this is, of course, a Emmaus team that felt like it could have and certainly could have, was on the verge of winning this game. But they just couldn't get those 3 outs in the 5th, and that was the difference. And now, 21-8, a pop-up on the first pitch should be playable in left field. Loses the hat, gets the ball, 1 out.
Kahanowitz needs 2 more outs, and LaSalle will advance to play North Penn on Monday.
Tyler LePage,
who's done a real nice job at third base. He made some really nice stops.
Enjoyed watching him play baseball, both at the dish and in the field. That one grounded into the shift. Second baseman there for it. Good pick, Sermarini.
Yep, Sermarini made a nice scoop there.
Jake Whitlinger, still at second base, made the play. One out away, folks. Braden Waller. To give you a sense of how much things have changed, he batted in the bottom of the 4th inning, flew out to the left fielder, and he was going back to the mound a good hour and a half ago now with a 7-2 lead. This is his first time back on the field since he was pulled, and it was 7-4 with 3 guys on base.
Emmaus down to their final batter.
Cole Kahanowitz looking to close it out for LaSalle. Lined and caught. Sir Marini. It's LaSalle on to the semifinals of the PIAA 6A Baseball State Championship.
What a tremendous catch to end the game.
Really good play there by Sir Marini. And a fantastic effort overall by this LaSalle team. They hung in there. They had their backs against the wall. And they found a way to win. A brilliant, brilliant effort by Kyle Werman and his squad. The dream stays alive for this team from Winmore. They lost out on their season last year. They thought they would have had a chance. Certainly graduated a few seniors, but this senior-laden team here, Chris, feels as if they have what it takes to get there. Unused today was Kevin Kell. Whether he is ready to go on Monday, we will find out, right? I mean, whether they choose to go with him or whether they go back to Marler or whether they go back to Bagansky, they can do whatever they want.
With the pitch counts that they have, they have 3 legitimate options.
Yep, to start. And then, of course, Kahanowitz out of the bullpen or whoever doesn't start coming out of the bullpen. You have to like their chances. And one more into our broadcast booth here, Chris. A great atmosphere, a great opportunity to call the game.
That's a great place.
Really great place.
I can't tell you I've ever been to Boyertown before, but
it'd be fun to come back.
Yeah.
Fun to come back. I mean, I don't know where that game against North Penn would be. I hope it's somewhere where they can get us elevated because I don't know about you. I see the numbers on there. I think a lot of people would like to see us do that game, Chris.
I hope we can.
So we'll find out what's next. But what's your takeaway here, seeing this team?
Well, I think that they showed their resilience. I think they showed the offensive power that they have. I mean, for Nick Astolfi to bat 3 times in 1 inning.
Right.
It doesn't happen very often in baseball. Just kind of shows the power that they have, that it's really in their bats. If they have the pitching on their side, it's going to be tough for people to beat them.
It will be. It's a 6-inning, 13-run win for LaSalle. Again, it was 7-2, heading to the top of the 5th. 15 runs later, the story had changed, and the dream is alive for this LaSalle team. He's Chris Carabello. I'm Bob Long. Can't leave without saying thank you so much to Bruce Badgley. I owe you, because we're on the air more than 3.5 hours here, not 1 but 2 rounds of golf. So we'll make sure to take care of that. Thanks, Bruce. Thanks, Chris. We'll see everybody later. This has been Bob Long Sports and our coverage of LaSalle College High School baseball and the run through the PIAA State Championships. It's on to the semifinals. It's going to be Monday against North Penn. Time to be determined, venue to be determined. We hope to see you there. Thanks so much.